No, this rally make my blood pressure go up.
So you should get a filter sometimes, filter your thoughts before you say.
I'll continue to take blood pressure medication.
Why are you getting high blood pressure, Jonaba? Now,
I'm not taking medication for myself. I'm taking it for people like some of you guys that after the January, February something, and then people like Soludo, that is a good spoiler. I thank God for his life. It's working for my.
And I am ready to die defending Nigeria in whatever way. When it is God's time for us to go, it is.
And you took my time to God. You are ready to defend Nigeria. I gave you my time.
No, I'm coming.
Alexi, hold on. You already started.
What I'm saying, defending Nigerians is this.
I gave him my time, and he's using it to defend.
No, sorry.
Alexi.
I hope that Nigeria wins. I'm never going to wish any president evil so that I can say I told you so. No, I won't wish them evil. I hope. You see, I'm not praying. There's no point. I can't pray for Nigeria to be fine. I only hope that Nigeria wins and Nigerians win. Because if you choose a dodgy doctor who has a dodgy record, who has, all sort of accusations leveled against him, to say this doctor, we think he's done this, or this doctor, this surgeon. Yes, he's a senior surgeon, he's the most whatever surgeon, but there are a lot of accusations leveled against him. If you choose him to operate on you, and you tell me to pray for you that it doesn't kill you surgery, what's the point? I can't pray. You might make it, you might not make it. My prayer won't change anything. So I hope Nigeria and Nigerians win during Tinubu's 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uncle, right? I have the right to address Showore the way I like. You don't know what Showore did to me. So learn to control your emotion, right? That's the only thing that I'm going to tell you. But if you don't want to control your emotion and you insult me here, I'm going to insult you 100%.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot insult me on a normal ground. Fiscally, you can't insult me, right? I will treat you like a child. If you insult me physically, I will handle you like a child. I don't care your age. Do you understand? You are powerful over the camera, so you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't yet say it to me physically. You understand? I will handle you like a kid.
Can we arrest the meeting ground? Can we arrest the meeting ground?
So learn to control your emotion. You understand?
Please don't take him out. I also have a right to respond because you mentioned my name. There's no need to take him out. All you have to do is to meet them or something. And you're taking too long to manage them.
Comment.
What did you say?
Comment.
I know, but he mentioned my name, so I'm asking to respond to him.
When he gets your time,
No. He mentioned my name.
If you want to make it rowdy, I will take you out.
Take me out, you son of a bitch. Take me out. You think you're a big boy because you're moderating.
Take him out, please.
Hello, come on. Don't use such word now.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. 1 second.
Do not defend a Kalata like a Yabelo. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
Rudolph,
I've never seen this part of him before.
Tinubu is a criminal, yes, of course, a categorical grade 1 criminal. The only person more criminal than Tinubu in Nigeria is probably Babangida. But he's a criminal, and is he fit for purpose? Absolutely not. Should Tinubu be the president of Nigeria? Categorical no. Is there
Chukuna malugo yo biadi Agaranya chogo kowe bili Agaranya chogo kowe rienio Owe chuku bezie chuku Nuche chukwa busigi fegemeo Nuche chukwa busia ifegemeo Nifo solo ne asi alibazie Oboye bebe agaranya muliba Oboye wuru agaranya mebibe solea Mano agaranya wua Oboye afiozi enipakwa Agaranya chogo kowe bili Agaranya chogo kowe rienio Oboye chikubezi olisa Kodili ma kodili bemo Kodili wakema kodili wanima Naino kwane we peluge peluo Kodili ma kodili bemo Kodili kemo kodili heyo Ibedwe me wane Nikadie zibohimo
Hello, good evening out there, good people. We say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're watching us from. It's another good day here, and it's been a bumpy, not bumpy, but a very very awesome discussion that has gone on in the last 3 hours with Dr. Damages and our special guest, who made it so easy to discuss. They were very articulate and very able to down to earth to tell us exactly, give us answers to what we wanted to know as Igbos. And today's discussion is going to really center around the plans and to review what they have said. For those of us who have been following development of World Week, that is World Igbo Conference or World Igbo Association organization they've been on for quite a while now. I remember following the one that Nnamdi Kanu went to do a presentation for, and I watched that bits of it on video. But today we were graced by the president and the vice president, who were here to really explain to us what that move was all about. And I think that every one person who listened enjoyed the discussion so far. We're here to pick up the pieces, and my name is KJ. I'm sitting in for Dr. Damages, and yes, it's good to go. And let's all go. I can see Tony behind the stage. I can see my dear brother Dr. CM, and I also can see Rudolph behind the stage. And yes, in a few minutes, I will bring all of you in so that the discussion can begin. I just want to say this. The purpose of this platform is to bring enlightenment to people, especially those who are interested in way forward with the Nigeria as a nation, and indeed international politics and the well-being of all men. I cannot forget but be reminded of UNN motto, which is what? To restore the dignity of the black man. That, since I read it, has never left my head. So our purpose here is to restore the dignity of the black man and that of Nigeria in particular. And so it is good to have had the two gentlemen here, especially with the advent of that which is going on around the world now, which is to try as much as possible to demonize the Igbos. It's good to note that such people have taken a place. The Igbos as a nation, as a people, have taken a very, very envious place in the hearts of many nations across the world. The latest being that of a community that have been handed over to the Igbos in Japan, for any Igbo person who wants to live in Japan and raise family. So we are making progress. I don't want to say anything now because they go say this Igbo man does that. But you see, where you don't appreciate what you have, those who appreciate it will enjoy the benefit. So if you think that you can actually go out and tell people that the Igbos are the worst and they're the ones keeping Nigeria where Nigeria is, or the ones spoiling. I have a video of a Fulani lady who was saying that it's high time the federal government take action against the Igbos because all around the world it is Igbos that are spoiling the name of Nigeria. That's why we're begging in fact I did a rejoinder. I said, Madam, please go and beg the federal government. These Igbos have become a problem. Let them just drive them out of Nigeria. Say, make una go. If we even turn back to say, I beg, one time, if they just turn around, since we are the problem, just tell us to go. Anyway, that's my own opinion. So it's not the opinion of this channel. Yes, having said that, I want to welcome Tony. Tony, you are welcome. I want to welcome CM. CM, are welcome. And we have a special Nukumongu today, a very big masquerade. It's not every time you see a masquerade like this. And when a masquerade, I don't know many of you who have watched masquerade dance in Igbo land, but that's one of the reasons why I used to travel for Christmas. Because there's one particular one in my community called Nwagu. Okay? When that Nwagu comes, it's so beautiful, it's so well decorated. But once he starts dancing, you know that the end of the game has come. After that, nobody dances again. So that's what we have now. We have a very big masquerade that have come, and I'm sure that he will have a lot of things to tell us about what his own opinion also about what went on today. But let me leave those who didn't ask questions. I didn't see Tony, so let me let Tony go first before coming to CM, and then of course Dr. Damages will come in at that point. Tony, did you listen to them, and what is your opinion of what they were able to, the ideas they were able to canvas with us? And in fact, I want to say, I think I don't know if it's only me, but I think they were not like, they are not boisterous like as we normally would see, some Igbo people who have come, who have been able to make progress both in kind and in cash. They were very nice guys today. How do you see them, and what was your takeaway from what we said today?
Greetings, KJ, Doctor. Good evening, double doctors, Dr. CM. Good evening. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry, Okpara, I didn't see you. You're welcome. All right, go ahead, Tony.
Okay. Good evening. Yes, I was off and on, but I think I got the gist of what was said. I think one thing about the Igbo or Ndi Igbo is that wherever they are, there's one thing that is principal common to them. They always look out for one another, and you would have meetings here and there wherever, and they're connecting, and they're fellowshipping. I think they're about one ethnic group in Nigeria that has that characteristics. Anywhere, whether in Nigeria or outside. So you see them meeting, you see them, raising funds, fellowshipping, keeping track of what is happening, raising development funds, helping, and so on and so forth. And I think that's the spirit that I saw here. The fact that in spite of all that has happened, all the history, all the deprivation, and so on and so forth, they still keep the spirit of Ndi Igbo going. And, it's gratifying to hear some of the things that was said and the effort that have been made, the challenges that they've had, and how that same spirit has not been left to die. So I think it's something, for me, generally, it's something that Nigeria should learn. That there's a need for us to, wherever we are, to come together and to bond as one, and to speak more about things that will advance the country than things that will divide us. I think to that extent, I think it was good. And then I commend the effort of Doctor and every other person, who contributed, to keep this thing going. So those are my brief words, for that.
Thank you so much. Dr. CM.
Okay, KJ, is it? You go knock tie because of this.
I don't enter official work now.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to earn my pay,
Okay, forgive me. So far you pay tax. Okay. That's okay. So far, thank you.
Yes.
Actually, let me observe this. Ovia, you are not Okpebolo. You may wish to know, before I comment, you may wish to know that's the equivalent of Okpebolo in who want to be governor of Anambra State with F7, that is in school sat, now then they show everywhere on the internet. Okpebolo school sat better passing your own. An APC candidate. He want to govern Anambra State. What a joke. Anyway, that's just to let you know, Sha.
It's a revolution. It's a revolution that is taking place.
No, we don't need them. Regarding World Igbo Congress, actually, I know them, Dr. Okere and his colleague, think his deputy. They will have a lot to take along with them to Boston. If only they will go back and replay the conversation they had with Rudolph this evening. You see, they said World Igbo Congress, WIC, is an advocacy group and not activist. So what that means is that, yes, because they said it themselves, they are not to come and carry placard, but the advocacy. And that advocacy should begin and stop with Igbo. It doesn't involve Nigeria, because that's what is called World Igbo Congress. It's only Igbo it's about. Now, there are more Igbo in Nigeria than outside. So their focus every day should be in what happens to Igbo inside Nigeria. I say this because people always say that the governors should do this, the governors should do that. Yes, the governors can also intervene, but the governors are handicapped. One, maybe somebody is looking for second term, and you happen not to be in the good books of INEC and the man in Aso Rock, you are gone. They have their job to protect. Some governors must have done shady deals with EFCC. So there are a lot of things that they may not tell you, but they will be dilly-dallying. But World Igbo Congress, there is no EFCC to harass you. You are not looking for second term in Nigeria. You are not elected. So you are free. It's like you are, a free spirit. You intervene more. Based on the facts you must have gathered, then you make a powerful statement so that the fear of WIC in anything regarding Igbo in Nigeria will be the beginning of wisdom, so to speak. Because they will say, if you remove, ordinarily you discriminate against Igbo. The World Igbo Congress should say something. Look at the issue of JAMB. Such things they should say, there should be. No matter how trivial they may think is trivial, it is not, because that is what they exist. That is why they are there. They are the advocacy group for us. If they are within Nigeria, one might be thinking tomorrow now they may decide to cut electricity from your area because of you or this. But you are in abroad. You have all that it takes, more than it. In fact, you are even more powerful than the governor if you put yourself to that. The only thing is that you don't provide everyday infrastructure. But in terms of your voice being more powerful, you have it. You don't have anybody to fear. insofar as you have the evidence.
Gapster for your car.
Who can hear you, Sam? Sam, who can hear you?
CMT saying go free up my governor and go free. We don't govern by education. We govern by juju.
We can't hear you, Sam. Okay,
Yeah.
while you adjust your microphone or your headphone, let's go to Rudolph. We'll come back to you when we can hear you. Yeah, Dr. Rudolph.
Thank you, KJ. I just wanted to point out a few things that happened during the show in a way of clearing anything that anybody might misconceptions about WIC. I think the experience of having them come on and talk to us is very good. I encourage all people in positions in Nigeria, outside Nigeria, to interact with the people. That's the pitch I make to them. Sometimes people stay in their own organization and don't interact with outsiders. So they won't get the opportunity to know what people are thinking about, what they are doing. I think that WIC is a very important organization. But just like every organization we have in Nigeria, it has problems that it's dealing with. The same problem with Ohaneze. People tend to expect a lot from them. Like when KJ was suggesting what they could do, I was just laughing, in terms of the new city idea, or CM talking about what they could do. You didn't ask how much money do you people have? You should start from there. Like CM was saying, they could go to Lagos and have a press conference. Some of these people you see, they spend their own money to move around, to attend meetings. Now, if you have to fly to Boston from California to attend this conference and stay in a hotel and pay to get in there, by the time you finish, you see that you are spending like $2,000 just to go to a conference, your own money, and nobody is giving them money. If you see the structure of the organization, you'll be surprised that if you ask the World Igbo Congress, bring $100,000, there's something that we need to take care of. They may not have it. I don't think they have it. So we when we hear WIC, we think that this is big organization that can move mountains. And remember, you are facing politicians in Nigeria. Each governor in Nigeria, the eastern governors, probably they're getting 100 billion every month from both the one they get from Abuja, from internally generated revenue, and you are going to confront them without money. Even the media, for the media to publish what you are saying, like what we did today now, they can't get Channels TV to give them 3 hours to talk. They don't have the money. You don't have enough money to pay them to give you 3 hours to talk. To get a press release published in Nigeria is difficult. So even when you're talking about CNN, going on CNN, that one is impossible. If you tell CNN that you are World Igbo Congress and you want to talk about what? Why would CNN?
Why would they give you platform?
It's not possible. BBC will not talk to you. Nigerian media will not publish your press release if you don't have something behind it. So there's real challenges that they are facing in these positions. What I think is needed for those who really care about, it doesn't matter what position it is, what organization it is to get involved if you can. I attended like 10 World Igbo Congress conventions straight. I used to attend every year, but I stopped when things became hard for me. But you have to be involved to be able to change it, to be able to get your ideas across. And they need ideas too. You guys, there were many ideas that came out here. I think they were good. But sometimes there will be issue of how do we implement it. Not that they may have the will. And I've been in those conventions where experts will come and make presentations about ideas to connect the whole of Southeast with rail, the ideas of, there's something that I've not had there. But the question is, who are you talking to? Who will take it from there and implement it? It's not there. It's not possible. So it's a real challenge. The only thing, my message to everybody who listened, who cares about what happens there is, if you care so much, get involved. You have an opportunity to be inside and impact and influence what happens. You can't do it from throwing stone from outside or from expecting, without understanding the internal workings of the organization, expecting them to do much. I'm not defending them. I criticize them. I've been there. But I think that what I'm trying to encourage is that beyond just staying away, and somebody was saying, they don't have a website? I think it was Igbo Basics. They have a website. You may say it's not the best. You can navigate it the way you navigate other, but it's not. They have a website. So we have to do more. I was seeing Igbo Basics there in all the conferences I was attending when I used to attend. So it's a challenge. That's all I have to say.
So my question to you, Rudolph, is this: in our university, the first place I met with Babangida Aliyu was when he was governor of Niger State, and of course the emir, the Sultan of Sokoto, then the one who was deposed. It was in the university that I met these two gentlemen. Why did he come to the university? He came to support Gamji Club. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Gamji Club was a club that was being run by the Northerners, in the university at that time, and they had a convention, just like we used to have our own convention. We never saw, not even the Secretary of State, not even the Secretary of a local government that ever came, talk more of a governor. And so when he came, that's the first place we saw somebody giving 50,000 naira as a donation to a student union. I mean, a student club. Now, why is it difficult for our people, if there's a good idea, for us to put money? Because the last time Iwayan was talking about the constraint of Ohanes and Dibo, it's still based on the same thing. No money to run the organization. Okay, so why is it that we are not willing to put our money in these things, knowing what it can bring to us?
Oh, a good example is the media. Let's talk about the media. We started the media. If you talk about Igbo people started the media, Zeke and before Awolowo started his son and other people. Where are the Igbo media? They're all dead. Other than all Okalo. Wobodo had a media, dead. Iwanyang had one, dead. The reason is that there's no money. We don't put money in things that don't make money. But we don't know the other values attached to having media presence until you need the media, and then you start running around. Oh, why is it that they are not publishing what I'm writing? Oh, so look at this platform we have. Eventually, I may give up if I can't do it anymore. But it has to be supported. We're not good at that. We're not good at. And I do tell them when I meet them, when we met in New York here, with myself and Ezoke, I tell them, we don't understand importance of cultural institutions, importance of investing in something that won't give you a reward immediately. We don't understand that. We don't even understand the media, how it works. Most Igbo people don't. I can tell you stories after stories of our lack of understanding of the media. People will invest. They will build a house. They will do anything that will give them immediate reward, cash reward. But they don't understand the big soft power, if it's Soviet. Soft power. They don't, so that's the reason why they won't invest in something because they don't understand it, they don't know it. It won't give them immediate recognition. Nobody will clap for you because you own a newspaper. And because the paper will be taking money from you, but it gives relevance to people. It gives you a voice in that society. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, CM, you want to complete? Can you hear me now? We still can't hear you, CM. CM, we can't hear you. CM, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. The Okpara organization have really taken control of your microphone.
I guess we don't work by.
Why are you still struggling? Let us give your opponent the opportunity. Yes, Okpara 2028. Go ahead, sir.
In today's world, we don't work by grammar or certificate. We work by juju or action. That's it. No. We are giving the credential class enough time to do our own do.
Okay.
But I think thanks, Dr. Dameji. I think you said it all. I mean, you said a lot of things that I would have loved to say, because I think just like people where they use IPAC as an example. People know they go study IPAC, they start, and where they now. They have over 5 million active members. Active members. Over 5 million. So, I think we can criticize the faces, the people who know we disagree with them and on that. But just as Dr. Damaji said, what are you doing? Form your own or join your own, because it will take pocket of organization like this to actually further induce government or take power. That's what it's going to take. No single individual if you do them. Now organization go come together, and this is how it starts. They are focused on finance. That's what I mean. If you are in America, that's not your core. If it's not your core of your focus, you know get mouth. And I'm one of those people that criticize us, generally as Nigeria, that we don't have a group, don't have an organization that we either cater for either the incoming ones or those who are already here. But this is how it starts. At times when they use other group as an example, we forget where they are coming from, how long they've been in existence. So I think it's a good initiative. However anybody wants to, it is a good initiative. But the success of that takes everything that we are seeing now. It's good to criticize, challenge them. What is just like what Okija was saying? What will be the benefit? Yes, you might not see the benefit. Then go there, right? Maybe I should know that. I see them know they see the benefit. They see something. But one thing I understand, especially who are in diaspora, I'm always on the road. I move around. One thing I understand is that we work too much. So anybody that take 5 minutes out for a community action, man, I respect that person. That's one of the reasons why we not go to move mountain for abroad, is that we work too much. And one of the next project I want back on is to ask, why do you work? Because the truth is that 4 out of 5 people don't know why they work. They just work, say okay, because they see no good they work. We work too much, so we don't have time to actually even think to either support these people or go against them. How do you go against them? Form your own. So I actually respect them that they are taking their time out. Just as Dr. Damaji is saying about the expense. I did New Jersey right now. It's like 4 hours away from me where they won't do that convention. I took my time to say, okay, how much is it going to cost me, hotel and everything? Over 1,200. I don't have a stake. Now it will cost me for me to do it, just to be a witness. So that's just physical cash. Imagine saying a person where they walk, then you are going to spend like 3 or 4 days. So you go to calculate. So yes, when I see people like that, even if I sense any crooked, say they are way no clean, but I look at the bigger picture. What will this become in the next 30 or 40 or 50 years? Because I think that is one problem. That's why when Dr. Lameji talks, the media where all those people said are not working is because now let's talk about the founders of those people who actually eventually took over the management. What was their vision? Is it 100 years from now? Is it because that is the only way? But they always talk and say we are too greedy. We were there alive now are too greedy. Once we start something, we must see the benefits. If not, they work, go work, they work. Whereas those things where they say they work, they went through the same process. So I also agree with those where they criticize the whole concept. It's good.
Okay, so the same concept that he wished for, he was talking about CM is on, and now is the return match now. All right, Mr. Okija na Okija, I see you, Chris. Let's go to Okija na Okija. Mr. Okija na Okija.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I said that Igbo organization. I mean, World Igbo Congress. They've been there for many years, and I believe that they have smart people. But all these things, they don't come easy. I know, I understand, I understand they have to work just like me. They have other things. But the thing is, if you really want to do this, you have to get out your time. You have to delegate. You have to find out how do you do this, like piece by piece. You can't just because this man is the chairman, everything, he has to do it. They have to delegate. Okay, I'm looking for this. This person will do this for me. This person will do this for me. And then, you get all those things, but it seems, they're carrying everything so that the chairman, if he's tired, the organization is tired. That's the way I look at it. They've been there for many years. And I don't think there's, even if you go to Igbo land now, people probably know about Ohanese. They hear about Ohanese. But I don't think anybody knows about World Igbo Congress. It's only the, probably who would say, the people who went to school elite, probably on the internet. And if you ask them what do they do, World Igbo Congress, nobody knows. I mean, like Simeon was talking about today about advocacy and activism. I didn't know about that they were just advocacy group. But there are so many things you can do, just like Igbo Union did in the 40s, 50s. You have to come up with your agenda. What do you want to achieve? And it's not that like every chairman or president comes, he comes up with a new agenda. You can have like a 20-year plan or whatever, 30-year plan. Every chairman or president that comes in, he knows that he has to start from here. Just the way I look at it, I don't see any reason why, like what I told them, the credit union. What do they want to achieve? We have a lot of issues facing us in Igbo land. That's the way, maybe we have to go and solve those, help people solve those issues. I'm not saying that they can't they can start their credit union. They can start their credit, but they have to understand that there's Igbo problem facing Igbo. And the thing is, just like things. When you begin to do things, Igbo people we contribute. You go to Igbo land, all the hospitals built. Light, electricity project, schools, but the communities build them. Government didn't. When I was small, my father was paying for this one, electricity project, water project. Paying just full over Igbo land. But the thing is, when people see that people are doing something, they contribute, they put their money. People be ran for president. How many people give him money? You see, like people like this guy. What do they call it? What would they call him? Okpara. There are some people like him that make fundraising for people online. Because people have seen that there's a result. But when people don't see result, they don't just or when you make something in your own project, instead of making it this is Igbo project and let Igbo people participate, let them see what you are doing. People, when you tell them to give, they can give. Okpara was saying something. I think I heard him. He was saying something about that. He did fundraising for people people who have kidney issues. He said he raised about 70 million. People giving 2,000. So Igbo Congress, they have to come down. They have to go to sit down. How do we make Igbos participate in what we are doing? For them Igbos to participate, you have to fight for them. Just like, okay, how did what was he doing for Igbo? And people were giving him money from all over the world. What was he doing for people? What was he doing for people? He was collecting money from everybody, everywhere. So you can't just stand there and say you're a World Igbo Congress, modeling that you are fighting for Igbo, but they don't see the fight.
Okay.
You give the money.
Thank you. I think Rudolph has an answer for you for that, what you have asked. So, Rudolph, he said the World Igbo Congress is actually doing nothing because they're not even known. I don't want to give my idea, but do you think that the World Igbo Congress have been able to distinguish itself so far?
No, I won't say that. I won't say that. The idea is wonderful, but it's not been the implementation or carrying out their policies haven't been well done. I want to talk on something, just to mention something in person. I think it was CM that was talking about that issue, concentrating what happens inside Nigeria. That's not really what their main focus is. You have to remember, most of us here, we live abroad. what most organizations are doing now is that while they think about home, they're also concerned about things that happen here, their children, more than even what happens at home. And they try to carry these two concerns together. So when you hear them talking about credit union, they are not talking about home in that regards. They are talking about what to do for people here. Even my local hometown organization here, we talk about home, what can we do to help people at home? We also talk about how do we help ourselves? Because most people will spend their lives more here than at home. So these are two things. So they have that two concerns. Somebody wrote on the comment section that the Igbo won't support media that is not focused on Igbo issues. So you ask yourself the question, is it that there hasn't been any such media? Because we don't have any thriving. Because you know, if it's successful, if that is what people want, somebody will have given it to them. Somebody will have started it. You don't have to be in the media to start a media house, but it hasn't succeeded. So the point I'm making is, if you know the story about media in Nigeria and how it works, the handicaps, you will know that it's not just, we don't have that culture. I don't want to start mentioning names here and stories that will take long, but we don't have that culture. We don't have that understanding. And we think that our media that works is media that we every day be talking about Igbo issues. That's not how to run. That's not a media you're talking about, unless you're talking about regional press. Even regional press will not survive. The Tribune started as a media that was supposed to be for the Southwest. But Tribune talks about things beyond that. There are new media that are coming up in the Southeast, focus on the Southeast, and I have friends who started some. But I can tell you, I have inside information. They are struggling. Just the one starting in Enugu, just for Enugu. They are not interested in what's happening in Lagos or in Aba. They are just for Enugu. But they are struggling. The one in Oka, I went to ABS, Anambra State Broadcasting Corporation. I saw the challenges they have there. They don't have to talk about Lagos. Just talk about Anambra State.
Yeah, but Prof, you know, but this is in general, you know, issue with media all over the world. You know, they are all struggling. Yeah, they're all struggling.
Yeah. The part of it is worldwide. Yeah, that's true. But the idea is that people are making it look like if the media is only concentrated and interested in Anambra State, that it will be supported by people in Anambra State. No, they're not getting that support.
But Prof, what about you know, like going, you know, citizen journalism? What do you guys call it? You know, because you know, yeah, because I think that is cheaper then. Because I belong to my local government. They have this WhatsApp group, and they actually the WhatsApp people here, they pay people to go and source for news in local government, and they post the news, they write the news. Some, you know, one girl, she was just writing nonsense before. All of a sudden, she started writing good, because she goes out, you know, cover event, write report about it, post it on the, you know, WhatsApp site, on the WhatsApp you know, group. You know, so I mean, what about this kind of media? Because I mean, the traditional one. You know,
Okay, all right. Okay, no. Hold on. Pablo, hold on. Let's not go there, because that will be taking us away from our focus now. Dr. Christopher have put a good analysis of that. We do not have that culture in Igbo land, and it's been a problem for a long time. In fact, there are some professors from Igbo land who books are still in the works till they died. One of which is Professor Sonioti. Sonioti was not made popular because of the Western media. They refused to publish his books. But that's a different discussion for another day. Let us go to CM. CM, are you really good now? No. Pablo, hold on, please. Because how many people who have not spoken? Let's just complete them. We'll come back to you. Yeah, go ahead, CM.
Okay, are you hearing me now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I decided to change this. Anyway, what is that? But Rudolph, I thought media, they receive adverts as part of the revenue.
How many people do that?
No. Yes, they do. They do.
So anyway, well, it's not that I'm not saying, you know, that you know, but just let's put it as part of, you know, so that people will also know that media, they sell their airtime. For those that are in broadcast media, then print media, the pages, increase the page or whatever, and pay. Anyway, but that is not the issue. The thing is, on World Igbo Congress, what I would like to say is, I think they have membership. The man was saying about 2 million in the Igbo.
No,
Even
that,
if
okay,
it's
okay,
200,
hold on, CM, that is a wrong figure. There is no 2 million Igbo people in America. All the people, all Nigerians
okay,
in
let's
America,
work with
we're not even
let's
up
work
to
with
500,000.
200,000.
But they don't have membership. So, okay, so this is the thing. The structure is different. It's not what people think. It's like Ohaneze. I'm not a member of Ohaneze. You are not. It's not like people contribute money. They don't have such things. What they have is that they have like Igbo organization of whatever in New England, Igbo organization of California. They are the associate members of World Igbo Congress. So it's whatever I don't know the structure in terms of how much money they contribute to.
Okay, so this question is to you, Rudolph.
So my this thing,
hold on,
I mean,
hold on, CM.
for any organization,
CM,
because I've been involved in quite a few, both at the student level and all this. The key source of revenue is always membership. I hope am I still coming out? I think the key source.
Okay, hold on. I want to ask a question to Rudolph. Now, these people have been in existence before Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB came up. If IPOB can raise money to what they are using to do their activity, how come these people who have been leaders in Igbo land not able to raise money to do the activity they're supposed to do? How come small boys in Igbo land are raising money for IPOB to run their activity? That's to you, Rudolph.
I think I have an answer, but I don't know if it's an answer I can give on. I can give here. You know, what IPOB is doing is totally different from what a World Igbo organization is doing. And if you look at all struggle, IPOB is in a struggle. It's a political struggle. It's totally different, and it's appealing to certain things that it's not the same thing that World Igbo organization is appealing to. So that's why. If you start any organization now that is going to appeal to people's, especially security needs and things like. I'll give you another example. World Igbo Congress, they had, I don't know, a group that is raising $20. I think they mentioned it during the interview. They were asking they calculated that just like these people, if 2 million Igbo people would donate $20 or $10, that at the end, they will get a fund that they called Igbo Defense Fund. And you know, think about 2 million people donate $20 or $10 each. They are talking about children, like if you have children abroad, you pay $20 for them. That if they put it all together, they can get 2 million Igbo people around the world to donate $20 each. And that they will have enough money to set up a kind of defense fund. And people were donating. I don't know where that stands now. I'm not part of the organization. I'm not part of the executive. I don't know what they do. But that kind of thing, people will support it because there's need for help in that defending the homeland and what's going on there. So it's a different structure, different organization. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're okay. CM, please go ahead.
Okay. You know, like what Rudolph said, yes, I agree. But somebody was saying, you know, the way people perceive the leadership of WIC will also contribute to what people will receive the message they are bringing. They'll still have a lot of conviction to do to people. That is why I said, if at every now and then, even if it's issuing, just of talking, right, like it.
This is your audio today, no be small. All right, it's back.
You have to apologize first.
Please, KJ, remove Okpewolo. I think I've diagnosed the source. Remove him, put him backstage so that he can allow me. Which one be? You be.
All right, I can hear you right now. See, don't hit the wire.
So,
your mic. Don't hit it. Don't touch it.
Okay, so what is there is that at least we are kind of, I sympathize with them because they don't have maybe they are not as rich as I may think. But the thing is, let them start from membership. First of all, they have a structure, right? The membership strength, they do it in a way that maybe in towns union, like my town in those days in Lagos, when you're of age, even if you're a student, you become a non-financial member. Maybe you don't contribute in terms of levy, but you have to show presence at a time you transit to being a full financial member. Let's say their membership, even if it's every year, let's just say annual due, even if it's $20 or 30 or whatever, because IPOB, when the Kano was, if every month, all the branches all over Europe, some pay £10. I mean, in the UK, we have many branches, maybe monthly due £10, £20. By the time we gather it and take it to Germany, there's quite a lot of money. And that is the way all the branches all over Europe is doing, every city, major Europe. So World Igbo Congress in America should first of all think of membership drive. If Igbo are many in US and they are trying, we are not talking of donation, but let them know that if this is our membership strength, if all of us pays a monthly due every month, even if it's £20 or $20 or $10 or $50, that will be the basis before any other thing. Somebody might say, I donate this, I donate that. They should be able to help themselves. After all, it's in America, the land of the green dollar. So there must be money somehow. Unless maybe the WIC doesn't want to, play to their full strength. There must be money. America cannot be talking of the organization like that. There are more than 100,000 or 200,000 or up to 500,000. So they must be able to raise money among themselves.
Okay.
That's what I'm suggesting. So before then maybe any other thing could follow. But they should be able to raise money for members.
Okay, thank you so much. And then as we move on, please remember it's just your initial comment, so that people can quickly speak. I have a Righteous Man for Nigeria and backstage. I also have Revolution backstage. So, okay, Righteous Man is here. I'll go to Chris, then I'll come to Righteous Man before coming to Oti and then my brother Chibuzo. So let's go to Oti right now. Sorry, Chris, sorry, not Oti, Chris. Chris is the first person. Sorry, no offense. Chris is the right person, yes.
Okay, are you hearing me, sir?
Yes, we can hear you. Can hear you very well.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruda, for what you're doing. Actually, I'm so impressed that you brought these people. The problem with some of these organizations is from its concept, this conceptual approach. If you look at Igbo, they said Ohaneze. There is Oha. There's no Oha, but there is Eze. You come here, you have Igbo World Congress, and it's only in America. And then you come and then you start talking about, and then the mindset of these leaders are not in line with what the people want. They don't ask people, what do you really want? Why Nnamdi Kanu is everything in Igbo land is because he's able to articulate the people's mindset, and try to, work with the people courageously and truthfully, So when I heard you, there was a question you asked him. He said that the Igbos are not wanted in Nigeria. They should let us go. And I was horrified. 5 million people were killed, Igbo people were killed. They have been looting. In fact, there is every this thing. There was an audio leakage by the conversation between the president, vice president, and Amosu, where they were saying what they will do to the Igbos. And then somebody who is in the leadership organization of an Igbo organization doesn't know about all these things. And then I begin to wonder, what do they really, what are they thinking? You know? So when you now see this kind of a person or the way he's thinking, can you actually go and donate money to that organization? Hell no, I won't. I won't. So that is the problem. You know,
so, Chris, what will be the reason? Is it that they're not distinguished enough, or they're not articulate enough, or the organization have not lived long enough to have earned some respect from you? Why would you not want to donate?
I just giving you one example. Rudolph asked him a question. Okay? So from the answer he gave, okay, he could see that he doesn't really connect to what the people really desire, or he doesn't even know what the people want. He has not even articulated what the people want. Okay? So, but the point is that he is in America, and he thinks that because he's been, you know, I don't know how many people gathered to elect him, you know. So we Igbos always set up this kind of quangos, or, you know, what we call, you know, empty shell organizations. And then we kind of think that, you know, maybe if we become the president of it, then, you know, let me give you an example. For instance, since you know, the way he talked about Nnamdi Kanu initially and the organization of IPOB showed me that he wasn't interested in it, except when he was pressed. So he was pressed later, then he started making these comments. But even if you want to fight for Nnamdi Kanu, you must have to look at the organization Nnamdi Kanu set up and say, okay, how do we work with these people in order to try to get to this goal that Nnamdi Kanu is setting, or try to get him out? You understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, Chris,
so it's not a question of they are not distinguished enough. Of course, they have PhD, they have some of them are professors, you know, but the point is not the education. You know, I have seen quite a lot of Igbo elites. I've seen quite a lot of Igbo elites. What they say from time to time, you know, sometimes horrifies me as to the thinking or what the Igbo people will be like in 20 and 100 years from now. If we go back, I always refer to people, go back and read this Nnamdi Azikiwe's address to Igbo nation. I read it and read it and read it over and over and over and over again. You realize the problem Igbos have. Most of these things that we have was talked about by Nnamdi Azikiwe, whether it is hatred by the other ethnic nationalities, whether it is lack of federal presence, whether it is this agitation for self-determination, or even, you know, so these things, we articulated them during that time for 11 years before independence. 11 years before independence, before now,
in
1949, you know.
According to Bonaventure Oti.
Yes. And so when you look at all these things and you realize that these are problems are intractable, so can't we go back to the basis?
We'll come back to you. This is your opening statement, and let Ovie not write me.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right. Yes, the righteous man. Thank you so much for holding. We appreciate your being here and your time and your treasure, which you are using to connect.
Man, is it?
What is your own take on what you heard from them, and were you satisfied, or like Chris, you don't think they've been able to marry what the Igbos want vis-a-vis to attract any meaningful financial contribution from the Onha, because they are the Ezes, the Onha. Are the Onha fully aware of what they are doing? Yeah, KJ, thank you very much.
You see, back home here, we are looking for leaders. And I am very much convinced that what we have in America's World Igbo Congress are the people who wants to show who they are. If you check and watch social media in the recent time, for me, it's a show of shame that our Igbo intellectuals and the bourgeoisie are parading themselves with also title cap and ndinze. While back home here, Igbos are being slaughtered, our businesses are being destroyed, especially in Lagos State. I live here. I do my business here. The industry I'm into is suffering right now because most of our clients are Igbos and some from South. They're not interested. They don't want to invest again. And you have an organization like World Igbo Congress. Ohanes Igbo is already politicized and it's been bought over, captured by the Igbo politicians. So we're not even talking about them. We're talking about these, prestigious sons and daughters, illustrious sons and daughters of Igbo land that reside in America. The effect of that organization is not felt. They just use it to know themselves. It's not as if they're working for us. Let me tell you, right here in Nigeria, the Igbos living in Nigeria today, whether in the south, southeast, southwest, north central, northeast, and so on and so forth, we are searching for Igbo true leaders. After Ojukwu, Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, we don't have any other Igbo leaders. Because these individuals, I remember then I had a shop in Trade Fair. When Ojukwu came there, he spoke to us. He advised us. When there was Kanu riot, Ojukwu told, my brother was living in Kanu then. He said, don't run. It's one Nigeria. If they beat you, beat them. That is the voice we need. And that is what is lacking in Igbo land. And that's why they are holding Nnamdi Kanu. Because if he comes out, I'm telling you, everything will revive. So the World Igbo Congress, they are not representing us. All right. Go back home here. They are not representing us. And if they want to prove they want to represent us, they should do works that we can see. We are not asking them for money. When we are harassed or intimidated, they should be able to write, speak, go to television, newspapers, make publications, stand so that other tribes in Nigeria will know that Igbos, we have leaders. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Righteous Man. We appreciate your coming in. Yeah, Bonaventure, I see that you are asking Righteous Man a question. So, and now that you have the opportunity, you can equally answer that question you are asking. Yes, go ahead, sir. You are muted. All right. We still can't hear you. We can't hear you. Mr. Oti, we can't hear you. Mr. Oti, we can't hear you. Okay, if you say, can you say something? Mr. Oti. Okay. If you can hear me, sign out and sign in.
OVA is by his side. OVA. By doctor and
His Excellency.
Uzo, please make your contribution. Why Toti goes out and comes in again? Uzo, go ahead.
Okay.
Dr. Make disagree too.
Hi.
So I went somewhere, I was listening. We are at least 80% of us are Igbos. Brothers might talk about leader. I don't know why he cannot be a leader in that Lagos and gather people and make his own Igbo union and start something to hear people. All right. Most of us are condemning the weak, which I also by being an Igbo person, being able to have my own organization here, we also members. All right. So as much as I know, we don't not to consider what we don't know. We don't know these people. I know them. I know all of them reach their kitchen. I eat in their kitchen, so I know them quite all right. In short, Festus is my uncle. So I know him very, very well. I know what he can do. I know what he cannot do. So let's not to stay and condemn what we don't know about. Right from now, they can. All right. People may crucify, all of us crucify that they can when he came to the World Igbo Congress, where he was acting for gun. You have elders there, elders on that Congress that fought war, that see Biafra war. Most of them I know them. They ask, what are you using gun to do? And no elder man will sit and watch you say, I ask for gun. I will tell you, I give you gun. They ask a question. And that question they answer make people to like hate World Igbo Congress. Even from the beginning of the time, I see it as giving me a gun. But later on, I find out that okay, they ask questions. But after all that, I know the contribution the World Igbo Congress has done to Nadekan, even the defense fund they are talking about. You guys remember, I was at the meeting. We had the defense force was used mostly when the killing of statistics was too much. You know, the Hausa Fulani from Imo State, they enter Abia State, they say, okay, how do we do this? How do we move them out? That's where that issue comes out. All right, you have details, big details. Before even the formation of ECM, Eastern Security Network, not everything they will come here and start telling you their participation, and even as Nadekan is now, they want to contribute every month, every year, the lawyers and everything, who will pay the lawyer and everything. But not everything will come here and start throwing it open for everybody. These are mature men. They with the younger youth. We see all this, but we don't talk because we are not able to, like, I cannot pay like going to meeting. For example, the youth are not there. The youth are not present. People are in World Igbo Congress are more people that are retired that security people, they sit there and make their money. For someone like me, I can't leave my keys and be traveling to Chicago every two weeks for meeting, spending $500, $800, all right, every two weeks to go for meeting. I can't do that. Most of us are here. They go in America here. We should come out. Come out and help and support. Not only them. They don't have 7 heads. They only have 1 head. And with the only 2 brain they have. So now they don't want to come and crucify. Even our only two meetings we have here. Every village, every community have meeting here in the United States. I don't know most of us that belong to the meeting. We don't even contribute to our own village stuff. But we're crucifying people that have their time to go and represent them one way or another.
You have you say you are Okere LLC. Is that not a limited liability company? So you have money now. You have a company, LLC.
No, CJ, you don't carry corner, CJ. So the problem remains is that people are not ready to come out to support. You don't like the hotel, the hospital excellency. You know what I know, Kida Hospital. It's with Igbos. Where is it located? The governors we are dragging that hotel, that hospital for almost now. That was that we are dragging. Even I want to contact, so there's so many things that is happening beyond that we cannot even see. All right. But my own point I'm raising is this: let's come out and support. Let's not to stay behind and crucify people that do their own little contribution. These people have made their mark. They have been there for a long time. All right. So let's find a way to support. I beg.
Thank you. That's my position also, because freedom fighting doesn't, or even liberation doesn't come from one man alone. It comes from many groups. People can decide to choose their own battle axe and then go ahead and do what they need to do. The World Igbo Congress have been around for a while, and OT, someone, Florence actually, is asking, why did they leak the audio that the private meeting they had with Nnamdi Kanu? Why they leak it to the public, since they are supposed to be fighting one cause.
I don't think they are fighting one cause, all right? I don't think they're fighting one cause.
All right,
You
no,
came
I've
from,
it's not for you
okay,
now.
I
It's
think
OT
it's World Igbo
talking to you.
Congress.
Yes, I've gone to OT. What is wrong with OT's volume now? For Christ.
All right. Can I say something? I have
My
to
turn
go.
now.
Okay, go ahead. Why OT? OT, please sort out your audio. Why Rudolph say something?
Okay, I just want to go through just a few things. In the 90s, I don't know who was here in America. In the 90s, there was one man called Ralph Reed. He was the head of Christian Coalition. At that point, he was the most powerful man in America, especially for Republicans or Christian politicians. You have to be in his good book for you to win election. He was a PhD student at Emory University in Atlanta. When Pat Robertson, some of you know Pat Robertson was the broadcaster. So he met him where he was a waiter serving inaugural dinner that George Bush was having. And they spoke. And he hired him to be the director of the Christian Coalition, which he formed in 1987. He took it over and turned it into the most powerful force, political force in America at that time, throughout the 90s, really. So I say that to point out that the right leadership could take the World Igbo Congress to a place that we all dream about. But I can tell you, based on my experience with them, that at the beginning, it was a very prestigious position. People were running to be leaders of the World Igbo Congress. Because when you are a leader, if you go to any of these conventions, that was the first time I met Peter Obi, you can sit down with any governor and talk to the governor. You can meet any minister at those conventions because they come, most of the time, they don't have a lot of people with them. You have opportunities one-on-one with any of these people. So these people are abroad who are interested in politics at home, they see this position as an opportunity to mingle with politicians. And then they have influences. Politicians from home also come here to influence it. So at a point, we formed a group, an informal group, to stop the influence of politicians who were trying to influence them and change what we thought was the direction. Because we were young, like some of you guys who used to be young, and we had this idealism about how to go and change things. But after doing it for 10 years and nothing changed, and you have kids and they're beginning to go to college, you have to think, am I going to spend another 1,000 something to go to fight these people who have more money than you do? There was one, I remember, one event, one World Igbo Congress. We went because we had that Abubakar Rimi, who was running for president that year, was coming there to buy up people who the Igbo was looking for Igbo votes, and he was coming. We said, okay, we have to go there and make sure these people don't sell out. So we used to be that young and that excited, but we were involved, and we did change few things. We did stop few things from happening. But what happened for the people who were aspiring to be leaders of this organization, this World Igbo Congress, was that eventually they found out that the fact that you are the chairman doesn't mean that you'll be the next governor of Imo State or anything. So interest dropped. And of course, there were divisions. People who wanted to be chairman by all means, who couldn't get there, decided to form alternative organizations, just like every other organization we have abroad. They broke down, and now they're coming back together, which is what this new leadership is representing. I had to say that so that people know that there are, I know there are some issues people are mentioning on the comment section about integrity of leadership. We identified that in the 90s and 200s when we are going to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. But the point I want to make before I leave is that it's up to us. When they have elections of World Igbo Congress, it's the people who are there, who are nominated, who are qualified, that are elected. They are not going to elect you if you are staying in London or staying wherever and you are not part of that conversation. And the fact that you can actually, if you're passionate, and you want to change things, it has to get to a point where you have to pay a price. It had to cost you something. We're talking about Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. They are paying a price for what they believe in. But sometimes we want to influence things, we want to change things, but we're not willing to pay a price, even to buy the ticket, pay for the hotel accommodation, to be able to be there, to be able to say, you can do this. That's the price we pay, and it's the least that we can do. So I appreciate all of you. I've been up since
To what you are saying, because I think I don't know about Okija is listening. I think we are making a great mistake by still looking at the world from yesterday, talking about media, right? Talking about media. Media today is platform oriented, and platform are in various form and various kind. I'll put it before us today that for the past 30 years, there are 3 people who played that role among the Igbo nation: Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, and Obi. Those 3 people had the biggest platform within the Igbo nation worldwide. But what happened? Just like Dr. Yami is saying that some of them are paying price for what they believe in. Nnamdi Kanu started the radio, some form of a revolution. And that was his weapon. It took time for the government to be able to find a way around it. But why will that platform die? That is a media organization. That's one. The same thing with Samuel Ekpa. Hold on. It's the same thing with Samuel Ekpa. I argue that as of today, if there's anybody that changed the algorithm to focus on the word Biafra and his people, it's Samuel Ekpa. Based on the today's platform that he used. But what is that platform suffering today? The same thing will be political platform. But the OB on the most painful aspect of OB on, people, other nationalities are building media platform off of OB platform. Talking about News Central, talking about Nigeria Watch, talking about Aisha Yusuf. These are the benefits of OB's platform that the Igbo nation could not take advantage of. That is today media. If we are taking it as a radio or it's a TV, that the way we used to know it, that it's going to be the platform, the media of today, we've lost it. And that is the weapon the Republicans are using today.
So Ovie, what does it then mean for somebody to be a journalist with what you've painted now?
It's a platform. Journalism is a platform. Journalism is a platform. How many people can you reach? I think Dr. Dameji will bear me witness. Dr. Dameji is going to reach more people now with his platform than when he was the year time they go office every day in the name of working for one media house. So that is the world that we live in today. We should see it and recognize it and take advantage of it. These 3 people have built a big platform that the Igbo nation would have taken advantage of, but are sleeping. Other people are benefiting from it. News Central is the future, but there's an internet-based platform. We complain too much that we lost, even when we see advantage, because we complain every day about everything. So not be everything we could complain about. We should see through some bad situation and take advantage of it.
Thank you so much. And what you said is quite correct. Donald Trump made use of this, citizen journalism, which is individuals' platform, to actually capture a lot of the people, or expanded his news, what he wanted people to get out there, since the major media will not do that. I think it's time for us also to think outside of the box. Platforms like this gives more opportunity for such organizations to come and talk. And recently, Dr. Damage's platform has scaled up people who participate and people also who watch after the programs are off. And I know that it will continue until such a time will be like Jerry Eze. But for now, we are climbing. Yes, I will say that let's move on real quick. Mr. Oti, can you? Yeah, Mr. Rodolph.
I have to go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I will
All right,
see you.
thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Mr. Oti, yes, please go ahead and let us hear from you. Oh boy. I don't know what to call this one now.
Everybody that don't respect His Excellency, your
Go to the
Bible,
ATM.
will always they suffer.
ATM. Everywhere you go.
Uzo, Kekonu.
Now, yeah, what's up?
I go
We'll
show
talk
for
about
Boston.
Huh?
I go show for Boston.
Now the hotel and the hotel I $100.
All right, why
$200,
OT?
I don't get that money.
Hey, hold on, Obie. Why OT is trying to sort out himself? Let's go to Revolution. This is the second time Revolution is coming. The first time he didn't say anything. Let's catch him to say something before we lose him again. Revolution, you have been listening to this discussion. Some people have said that we have not been able to articulate our points properly as members of World Igbo Congress. And some people have said that we have articulated but have not been able to get members that will eventually push the resources that is needed for us to do more activities. Some also have said that because we are the people who are known outside of the world, outside of Igbo land, we should be able to attract investment and build a new city in Igbo land. What do you say?
I want to say, and secondly, I want to thank Ovie. Ovie just made one point. Nobody say because we be both dreadlocks men or Rasta people. But I like when somebody make a good point. Because I know say I not be fan to many people. They think say they talk upside down. But when somebody want talk to the truth have to be said. My brother Chris say one thing now, wey sweet me also. People no go just come from nowhere, say they be World Igbo, now then they rule, because that word Igbo. I meant something one time again, I asked you, I say, what is the Igbos? What be the length of the Igbos? You understand me? Igbo come from the Delta. Igbo there for River State. Igbo there for Enugu or Anambra. Igbo there for Imo. Make I talk the normal Igbo where I know. The Aniocha, the Anambra, the Imo. Though they don't break them down now, but these are how them break and where we take no Nigeria, the Igbos. Okay, now somebody there for America. I don't know about this group, but I don't listen tired. So now I feel make up my mind about that group of people. The thing where, and you go see that thing where when you see people where they laugh in the Igbo, they go say Igbo no day together. You see say from this discussion, we are not together at all. We don't trust ourselves. The thing where I be want to ask those people, where at that time they for work, I couldn't speak. So I was, I want to ask them what was Samuel Ekpa. They no mention his name 1 second today. They don't even like say that guy no they exist. And these are the champions of the Igbos, according to my dictionaries. People who speak for Igbos. When they capture Nnamdi Kanu, everybody quiet. Somebody can't wake up, say, no, let us continue that fight. This World Igbo Conference or whatever they call themselves, okay, Nigeria, Nandi Igbo, Anaza Safa, Dr. This, Professor that, AJ Yimadegu. Because when you talk, say, if you come like me now, we no get any title. Who go answer me? But if I don't ask doctor for my name now or professor now, everybody go bring listening ears. Is this what Nigeria need? They know they come to the level, the grand level. What is the problem of Nigeria? In any society, there's leaders. And not be everybody go be leader. The leaders where we know now don't call the Peter Obi, Samuel Ekpa, and the other brother where they just take wickedness, the wickeder guy. Instead of where we will rally around those three leaders to support what they are doing, another people go break up from another place, call themselves, say now then they control the Igbos. I don't get a chance. I want to ask them, which part of Igbos una they support? Igbo they too much. We are too much. Don't be say una go just gather one place, say una the World Igbos. Is there no chance in that Igbo? Did they consult the Anocha people before they begin call World Igbo Conference? That is my problem, and this is why they laugh us in the Igbo. They ask us some strategic question today, he cannot even answer it. The Igbos, all the things where they do now to they give Igbos accolade. The Igbos, people are jealous of the Igbos. The Igbos are this and that. All those things, they even make people hate the Igbos more. They are not the only people in that country. The people who bring out themselves, are they supporting P2B? These people, where would they talk? Are they behind Samuel? I think they don't lock Samuel Okpara up now. All of them keep quiet. KJ, me, I don't get much to say. It's just that Igbo.
Okay.
If anything Igbo, I talk Igbo. Kanso ya Igbo ka fagot ife na-ekwu. Ajụjụ nchi ndị Igbo bụ ndị Igbo ka ebe na-eme unu.
Can you open up the Kevin and make the revelation?
Hold on.
Sorry. You guys can hear me now.
Hold on, Chibuzo, hold on, because now we can hear Oti. Let's hear him before the thing goes.
Yes, I'm just using my.
I want to answer you briefly. Revolution. Florence again has given us an update. He said that Basil came to Simon Ekpa's platform many times to talk. So it's not that they didn't follow Simon Ekpa. I don't know the level of support, but that's what somebody put on the comment. All right, go ahead, Oti.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you. I'm just using my mobile phone now to connect. Sorry. Revolution. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to. No, but sometimes when I listen to you, the way you talk, I just wonder your reasoning. I don't know your level of education. I don't mean to insult you, but the level of your reasoning sometimes it just baffles me. I don't know where you are staying. I'm sure there must be some opportunity for adult education. You know, I'm still studying, I'm still reading, but perhaps you need to go to school and have some understanding, about issues.
Mr. Oti, I don't understand. Is it about?
No, it's not an insult. Sorry, excuse me. It's not an insult, but I'm just
you give me time to respond.
Continue on that. You are going to turn this place to listen.
No. Look, I just had the point. Look, I listened to this guy.
What do you mean by that? It doesn't apply to here.
No, hold on. What do I mean? What he's talking. It just doesn't make
his view. That is his point. No, but it is his own.
No, but he's
entitled to it, and I.
No, he is. But
whatever. Hold on, sir. Whatever he feels that is his view, that is his point. He has a title to it.
Okay. No.
It does not matter. Listen, please. Just go straight to your point. Leave him alone. It's not.
No, that's fine. Yes. No. Listen. KJ. Yes, he is. But I'm equally entitled to express my opinion on his opinions, right?
Yeah, but it
doesn't make sense to me. That's what I'm saying. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. No. Look. You can have your opinion. I have the right also to express my opinion, to assess your opinion, right? It's not. Yes, communication. Okay, that's what we're doing.
You can simply do that without asking him. I mean, what?
Yeah, but you are going to attack his point, not his person.
Excuse me.
Look. You are attacking him as an individual.
Yes, I've attacked him. Let the skies fall if they're gonna fall. I have attacked him because I'm just really disappointed.
No, KJ,
I cannot help it.
You will give me opportunity to answer him too, because let him just attack me. Yeah.
Sure. Now, so the thing is, okay, as I said, I listened to the gentleman, from World Igbo Congress. Okay. Well, of course, if you've never really taken part in organizing some meeting, association of Igbos, you wouldn't know how difficult it is. So, but World Igbo Congress, as an organization, as an effort, the difficulty I have with them is this. First of all, the name World Igbo Congress, and this particular point, Chris has he did allude to it. World Igbo Congress. I'm here in Manchester, the United Kingdom. Really, they are based in America. Okay, it's an American outfit, and then they call themselves World Igbo Congress. I don't know what effort they could make more effort to reach out. Okay, because those of us that are outside the United States of America, we are still Igbos, and we are also interested in actions to take part and contribute to the development of Igbo land. Okay, so that's one thing. And again, what is the relationship between the WIC and the Ohanese? That's again, there's some confusion there. So perhaps this these basic elementary things, if they start with that, so that people won't be confused. that is the thing. And look, money shouldn't be a problem if they are more visible, if they kind of have, if we have a clearer definition of what they are, what they, where they stand, and how they especially how they relate to Ohanese. So that is the thing. It's just essentially what they're doing is in America. Now, but as I said, we have Igbos all over the world, in Europe. So how are we in Europe gonna be part of this? Whatever they're thinking, whatever effort they are, they are making. I'm sure, we're equally committed to the peace and prosperity of Igbo land. CM here is in UK as myself. So are we? Can we be part of the World Igbo Congress? And but I think they have this kind of the process where associations, in Igbo in Europe, for example, could be affiliate. I don't know how well that's functioning. No, but if they are calling themselves World Igbo Congress and they want to represent Igbos, perhaps in the diaspora, if we limit it to that, I mean, a better job of kind of trying to bring all Igbos, in other continents together. They could, I mean, the leadership of Igbo associations all over the world, they could make a better effort. I know it's not easy to reach out to them and then get them perhaps sign, keen into whatever big ideas, big visions they have. So it's a big ask, I know, but I listened to them. They spoke well. We can only encourage them, and I think nothing beats individual participation. You see, where I am, every politics is local. What I would encourage everyone is this: you have to take part. As I said, if you have never if you have not been part of any, organizing meetings, you don't know how difficult it is. Our people, they don't show up unless if you invite them to a party there's going to be jollof rice and big Guinness. They will have time. But if it is okay, come, let's discuss this, something serious political discussion. No, nobody has time. So that's the challenge everyone is facing. Okay, and I'm sure it won't be it's not going to be different from World Igbo Congress, so. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for making your point well known. I think you eventually ended up saying the same thing that the revolution said, but in a different form.
No, we're not saying the same thing. No. So don't say that. We're not saying the same thing. Revolution. No,
he asked a question.
Sorry, revolution is talking about Igbo leaders. Listen, sorry, hold on. This man, revolution thinks someone is an Igbo. Hold on. So this man, revolution thinks someone is an Igbo leader. Come on, this kind of level of understanding, and I don't know what
that is my opinion.
Listen,
it's your opinion. Yeah, that's what I'm attacking.
Revolution, don't worry. Let me talk on this.
And I don't know.
Let me say
God damn it,
Mr. Oti. Let me say something. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu was taken out of the scene, all those people who were shouting Nnamdi Kanu was doing it wrong. He was too aggressive. He was too this. He was insulting everybody. Nobody stepped into their shoes. Nobody even made it. In fact, they all shied and ran away from it. Okay.
I ask him. Do you want to address? I can answer that point. If you address, I can answer that question. If you're addressing it to me, I would say I have my views, right? And I think
so
about
what's your view? Why didn't you step in?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you my approach. I think about this. Okay. Now, for one thing, I'm not going to come out in the open, maybe and criticize Nnamdi Kanu, for example. In the open, what I mean, maybe in the public, in the press. No. Okay. I may not agree with his methods. Okay. Or even his vision. And by the way, this thing we talk about. Who has ever asked the Igbos where they stand? Are you with me? Who has anybody asked you? So, what I'm saying, I'm not going to come out in the open and maybe in the public, on the media, press, and criticize him. But if a member of RIPOB, for example, I get with them in conversation. I tell them, look, I don't agree with you, and these are my reasons, and they can't convince me. They don't have a case. But as I said, I'm not going to come out in the open and then have this argument with them. Are you with me? So people like this revolution, these are the people that, with their mindset, with their understanding, and these are the people that come on, we're not going nowhere. We got to be more serious than this, my friend.
Calm down, guys. Calm down. Let us hold on now. let us shift for a moment and discuss this issue, Oti's suggestion now. Oti, I want to ask you a question. Did anybody consult you before they started forming, dividing the Igbo land into states? Did anybody consult you on that issue?
No. Can I give you the difference? Can I tell you the difference?
No,
let me tell you the difference. You asked me, I know, you see, you asked me a question. I said no, and then let me explain. Okay, first of all, whoever, okay, look, those that divided, created the states, like it or not, they had, the authority. Okay? Are you with me? They had power, the government, political power. Okay? So it's different. Military government, okay? They have their government, whether you like it or not. Okay, so that is different. You can't, they're not really in the same situation with somebody, okay, a movement, and you can form an association, agitate for anything, right? But you cannot pretend to be speaking for any people if you have not consulted them. Are you with me? Okay. So we really have to have a clear understanding of these things. But the problem is lack of understanding. Most of us, we just act and talk without having proper understanding.
Like you are talking now. Do you have any understanding?
It's part of the problem.
Go ahead. You calm down. You see, I am one person who followed Nnamdi Kanu, okay, from day one. So I know most of what you don't know. Are you aware the time he was going from state to state and having meetings? Were you aware of that time?
State to state.
Did you ever follow? Yes.
No, I did not.
So now you don't have a full understanding of what was going down and how was formed.
KJ.
You cannot claim to know it.
No, KJ. You see, let me tell you. Okay, now KJ, you may have a point today, but you see, now the thing is this. Okay, now when you go to maybe to a governor, right? The governor is not the people. The governor has a political power. Is a governor elected, but in the end, such fundamental questions, that's why we have a referendum. So there was never a time the Igbo people and in any of the Igbo states were asked, kind of in an open, it's open forum discussion, what they want, how they see their future in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria. We never had this conversation.
KJ, please.
Righteous man, not you state, because you are in Nigeria. Let's take Righteous man first because of his data. Righteous man, go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to say something about what you said. Okay.
Please just hold on. Righteous man is Nigeria and he will need data to stay on. So now that we have him, let's hear him, please.
My brother, Mr. Oti.
Yes, Righteous man.
Please, with great respect for you, and I know you are a learned man, an intelligent man, and you are living in the country that have brought us to where we are.
I regret it.
Their statement you made as regard to if Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB ask Igbos whether they are comfortable in Nigeria or not. Nnamdi Kanu did not ask Igbos to leave Nigeria. He asked the Nigerian government to conduct referendum whether Igbos want to remain or not. He never.
You never said something like that. We are all listening,
But did he ever ask the Igbos? Did he ever ask Igbos? Nigerian government. Nigerian government is not Igbos.
Okay. I think I want to say something. Even in your village, the elders of your village, I don't know your state. I'm from Imo State.
Anambra
State.
Okay,
I'm from Ukwere. Okay. Even the elders from your village, the elders of your village or from your village were part of IPOP. They were holding meetings. Please, my voice may not be as it used to be. I have some health challenges inside my mouth. So I've been taking medication for a while now. So sometimes when I talk, it cuts. I just try to manage myself to speak. So elders from your village were part of
I'm now an
IPOB.
elder in my village. I'm now an elder. I'm now an elder in my village. Can I tell you since? I'm not.
Okay,
You are not living in Igbo land today. You are not living in Igbo land. You only visit and then you return back to your base. So what is going on is a third-party information. You are not on ground to know what is going on in Igbo land. So making that submission about IPOB, I think you are making a very, very big mistake. IPOB, 95% of Igbos, 95% of Igbos in Nigeria, I'm not talking of diaspora.
And I've signed up, eh?
Yes.
That signed up. When was the case made? Arguments
Okay.
pro and pro.
Okay. Listen,
now,
guys, hold on.
Now,
hold on, right?
hold on. The Okulobia, did you watch when Nnamdi Kanu came to Okulobia?
Hold on.
Did you watch
Hold
it?
on.
He was in Texas. Did you watch when he came to Onitsha? When he went to Ebonyi? When he came to Arondi Zog?
It doesn't mean anything. You know, that doesn't mean anything.
He was in Texas. What food? Who can't see him? Not today.
You see, gentlemen, calm down. Let's calm down. Let's take it one after the other. Okay, you have made your point. Thank you, righteous man. Let's hear from Chris.
Thank you.
Chris,
Yes. What I was gonna say is this. People seem not to understand Nnamdi Kanu's philosophy and his organization called IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu started with, asking Nigeria to be a better place. Then he realized that Nigeria cannot work. Then he says, okay, as it is today, Nigeria, everybody says Nigeria is not working. Can we sit down, have a referendum, and ask ourselves, who is Nigeria? What do we want? And this is exactly what other people did in other climes that helped them to develop. For instance, in India, when Britain left, they sat down, they asked, who is India? Then they culminated into having India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Even in 1845, in Westphalia, Germany, after many years of war, the Europeans came together and said, okay, now we are tired of fighting. Can we sit down and ask ourselves, how do we live? So that is why, if you go to European today, every ethnic nationality has become a nation, a state nation, country of its own. That if they want. Okay, that's how they started. Now, in a time of enlightenment, when Kanu came up, he set up structures. He said he didn't want it violently. But something came up, like the Fulani invasion of Igbo land. Then he had to do certain things in order to try to solve that problem, which made them to see him as a very big target, and they captured him. Now, but he had what is called a structure that he left. Now, these structures are still there, and they are working perfectly well. Probably not the way Nnamdi Kanu used to come to the radio, and maybe because in our own, we Igbo people or, Africans, we like people who always, we like some, I'm now, We like to see something, you know, in films and the drama and all that. We like to do those things. But those people that he left in charge of this struggle are not supposed to be seen in the media, basically. But the only reason why some of them started coming to the media is because Nnamdi Kanu is out. But if you ask them what they are doing the right thing. Unless you get to know what they are doing, then you will not know what they are actually doing. But in essence, what I'm trying to say today is this. You know, in Nigeria, as we see it today, no matter how we like it, and we live in a country, you know, Western world, where we live, you know, if Britain left in European Union, Britain is still the bedrock of European security today. So if there is a rearrangement of Nigeria, Igbos are not going anywhere geographically. The Yorubas are not going anywhere geographically. The Hausas are not going anywhere geographically. But there will be what is called understanding, because culture, I've said it severally on this one, that constitution, every nation gives themselves constitution based on their culture. And if any constitution is not based on your culture, it becomes imposed colonization. Now, what happened when their forefathers fought the Europeans? They fought them to get independence, but they left the structures the Europeans left for them. In other words, it seems to me that they didn't know why they actually fought or asked them to leave. Because if you are going to take the culture of the people that colonize you in order to continue, then that is why Nigeria is nobody is obeying the constitution, because it's not based on their culture. Nobody is based on Nigerian constitution because it's not based on their culture. So if we want to get it right, any constitution Nigeria has to draft will have to be based on their culture. So
Okay.
I've always said it, you know, for instance, those who want to do something, you know, who want to have Nigeria, they can tell the TVs. I give you an example. You know, the TV people, they were divided into Nasarawa,
Taraba.
Benue, and Taraba, right? When the Fulanis came in 1804, they fought as TV and they stopped them. But today, because of the division, the Fulanis are fighting as Fulanis, and they are now killing them, massacring them, and they are not having any cohesion to fight. So that is what ethnicity, the power of ethnicity. And I want people to go and read Professor George Obiozo's article on this issue, power of ethnicity in nation building. Before he became the president of Ohanese, he wrote an article, you know. So people must understand this. I'm not an intellectual, but those who are intellectuals should be able to articulate these things so that we can move forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move on. Thank you for that long explanation. I think it's well understood. Mr. Tony may have to add to it or subtract. I don't know which side of the divide you are, but it's your turn. Yes, sir, Tony. We're waiting for you.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Sorry. I think that the discussion has shifted a little from the original point.
Yeah, no, we just want to spend a few seconds on this and then we'll move on back to where we are coming from.
Yeah, I think that the issue that Oti was raising, you know, with respect to Nnamdi Kanu is saying upon what Igbo consensus was arrived at for anybody to suggest that what he is doing has the consensus of all the Igbos. You know, you have Igbos in Kogi, you have Igbos in Delta, Rivers, you know, the Southeast, and so on and so forth. I think that's the issue that he's trying to raise. In other words, he's saying that there are probably people who don't agree maybe on his style. They may agree on the focus, his intention. The vision, yes. But they may not agree with the approach, which is our approach. Okay? So I think maybe it's not really understood. I don't think it was fair for him to have spoken the way he did about my brother Revolution. I think he needs to give him an apology, because we're here to learn. We're here to learn. And nobody is perfect. That's probably the way he sees the revolution. But some of us don't see him that way. And thank you, moderator, like you spoke. Even if we come here and say nonsense, that's someone's view, you know. So even in the nonsense, there's something to learn from the nonsense, you know. So that's my view with respect to that. But I think that we must ask the question whether what was the original vision when we came together at independence? What was the vision? Why did all the ethnic groups who found themselves within the geographical expression called Nigeria, what was it they were looking at? What was the purpose when we came together, whether forcefully, whether by ourselves or whatever? But what were we looking at when they came together? The you know, Awolowo, Saduana, the Middle Belt group, and so on and so forth. What was it? And if you look at that vision, whatever was the vision, would you say that all the components, all the entities that make up that component, you know, called Nigeria, would you say that they are satisfied with that union if it was ever a union? And therefore, if there is a problem, there is an issue, you know, within that enclave, are we saying that it has been addressed properly in a way that people can still see themselves as part of that original vision, you know, where we started from? I think these are some of the critical issues that we'll ask. Because if there's a part of that union that is ailing, or that is feeling a sense of injustice and feeling that it's not been treated fairly, then I think what anyone who is interested in the welfare or the future of Nigeria should do is to sit down to find out what the issues are and to address those issues, and not to vilify them and call them names, you know, as a result of whatever had happened, you know. So I have said somewhere, and I want to repeat it again, and I'm sorry I'm going to speak this way. If you continue to intimidate the Igbo man and continue to cast aspersion on the Igbo man and call him names, wherever he's settled, wherever he's found within the entity called Nigeria, and you continue to point out the civil war, whose cause actually did not emanate from the Southeast. We know the reasons why that civil war came, or why the first coup came. But if you take that aside, you are wondering, whatever was the issue, think about the years that Nigeria has started fighting insurgency in the north, how much the country has sunk in fighting insurgency. Did Nigeria spend that kind of money fighting the civil war? You know, the money that would have been used to develop the entire country is being used, you know, to suppress an insurrection that was caused, sponsored, and financed by a section of the country, and nobody talks about it. Nobody vilifies them as they vilified the Southeast. So these are the issues that we have to interrogate, because by now we're supposed to be asking the North to begin to reform Nigeria. All the money that Nigeria has spent to fight this war, because they started it, they funded it, they kept a blind eye, they caused the problem. And if you are going to finger the East, the Southeast for Biafra, We must also stand up to finger the North for all the problems that they have caused, people they have killed, blood that they have shed, money that we have wasted, and the way the country has now gone. 45 years, they ruled Nigeria, whether military or civil. And this is what we have gotten. So we must begin to interrogate those issues, because those are critical issues if we are trying to find a path for Nigeria. Let me stop there.
Thank you so much. And the very critical questions that you have raised there. And sometimes when these questions are raised, people begin to throw out the tribal card. They will not want to discuss it anymore. They will want to say, because you Igbos are the ones always raising, problem. But those are things that we should all look at. Maybe, Tony, I will write that down. One of these days we will have to look at that as a topic, which we will discuss extensively. Mr. Chibuzo.
Okay.
Mr. Chibuzo. Yes, you have been trying to fight from the other side. Now you have your time now. Tell us what you have been trying to say.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, first of all, Mr. Tony, in my own board can I market? You understand? OAG board can I market? If room Messi, defender come after you, striker come out and try to collect ball from you. So it's like that question now. Only book can I market? Ndi boji ball, so I can marking for every corner. If they don't mark us, that means something is wrong. So onye mana aso ya so na ripe. Onye mana aso no kwa basasiria. So what I want to say here is, you see, we are the only group that we see darkness, we call it darkness. We call it CB. Whenever our own brothers come to this show, it's with the Igbo that always come online to try to ginger and I'm like want to know everything, and which is good. That's who we are. You come like the man that came here, I taught him so many times. You can't tell me that this is blue, and I know it's black. I want him to believe that it's blue. It's not going to happen. Matter you are my elder, everything. It's not going to happen. I say I know him very, very well. All right, he has his own way of life. So the other way around, the revolution said, like as I said, not the kind of Sameba. Sameba have a good supporter. There's so many supporters of Weak that support Sameba. All right, that don't support Nnamdi Kanu. There are so many supporters of Nnamdi Kanu that don't support Sameba. This is a freedom of choose and support whoever you feel like is doing what you like. Sometimes I use it to so that they contribute a lot of money. When I say even not only supporting, the more they pump in, I say give me that money, can do more than this. So let's leave that aside of who support, who no support. Let's with Igbo try to come together, man. Because the way these are going, that's why people always laugh at us, but they can't do what we do, but they always laugh. Like just as I said, for the example of that hospital excellence they want to build, one make that hospital not to come today is which land, where we are going to build it. Is in Anambra, is in Animo. That discussion was like heaven. The governors got involved. The politics organizers got involved. This hospital excellence, it was a huge that not today now. People were ready to finance it, but we had to want to build it. That's the problem that we the Igbo also have, which I know that is not more. And with the youths, the remedy said it, when the kids are not grown up, he was ginger. Like me, I can't pay. For example, for me to hotel, in Boston, hotel is $700. All right? I can't pay $700 in 3 days, fly, pay $1,500 to sit down and listen and come back when my kids are still young. All right? By the time my kids are grown up and ready to move around, maybe the time and everything is not on my side. So the way I be reasoning things, that's not the way I reason things now. That's not the way I go to reason things 20, 30 years coming. All right? So that time take effect. And when the youth are not even ready to even take that shoe, that's the problem. To fit on this World Igbo Congress, they need people to take the shoe. But we are not ready to even take the shoe. So let's not to blame my point. Let's not to start blaming and blaming. If you have managed a group of 5 people, call meeting, all right? You understand that it's not easy. I don't say time to 5 stores, 1 to 3. In this America, you gather 5 people, say you are their chairman. Where you manage them and manage successfully, then managing something like World Igbo Congress, all right, which by affiliate of my meeting, I belong to the group. My meeting pay my dues. I don't pay the only $20 I pay, $25 I paid. The one we paid before before the ESN was formed, before every other program they are rolling out right now, they are still in place. They are rolled so many programs which is still in place. But for me, I'm not paying it down. Only money I pay that $25 for registration fee is family, me and my wife and my two kids. All right. So and I know where the money goes. I ask questions, where did money go? They explain to me, which they cannot explain to us here where the money goes. I know where the money goes. All right. And I see the effects for the first day. The ESN take, I see the effect of it for the first day. So let's not to come every time we see our own people here. We are the ones that will champion Efilefu, Nka, Sabo, Nka. That is not the way. You saw that group, even though you're the person call here, everybody keep quiet, let him talk. Let's, even though we want to condemn them, let's take it easy. All right. They are human beings like us. They take it easy and like, okay, take it easy and construct this thing well. Not to like in a way of something that you can't do. You see somebody doing it. He can't do this thing, somebody doing it, you are condemning the person that is doing it. If you cannot do something, if you don't condemn somebody that is doing it. There's nothing stopping any of us here to gather ourselves here and call ourselves World Igbo Congress, America or what? You can even put World Igbo Congress world. We'll register it. We'll start operating and start making move. Nothing stop us to do that. That's how they all started also. No, they're not just, the government funding. It's not the individual funding. They use their own money to run what the show. So nothing stop any of us here to also try to champion something and make change. All right? It's not somebody who wants to make change. That was my, so thank you, JKJ.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to ask you one question. You guys, when you speak, you kind of, try to put Nnamdi Kanu down. But you just said now that it's not easy to assemble people together. And Nnamdi Kanu, in just one word, without money, without anything, can have up to 10,000 people follow him in a day. Don't you think that such a person should be respected and be given his accolades?
Remove that word. You guys try to bring Nnamdi Kanu down. Do that word.
Okay. So people try to say they are not in agreement with what he's doing, or he's not doing properly. But those people cannot even put together 5 people and drag a Congress to a meeting. Is that not difficult to?
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody will agree what you are doing. As I said, Nnamdi Kanu have supporters. I mean, so in a week right now, some people support Nnamdi Kanu fully. Some people support Sameleba. All right. So you can't have everybody support one person in their own goal, what you are trying to do. You don't report that. Nnamdi Kanu is now, he have his own supporters, he has his own followers. All right. There's people that don't support, that don't follow him, which are also evil people. So we don't blame, we don't condemn them. But my problem is that don't condemn if you cannot do what I'm doing, all right. I didn't like hurt you by what I'm doing. Don't stay on your own parlor and start condemning me and start talking bad against me, whereby you cannot do that I'm doing. That's my point. All right. Most of us are from Nnamdi Kanu. So that's my point.
Sorry, KJ.
All right.
KJ, can I just a corrective, because the question you asked, I want to maybe answer just a little answer, okay, to your question.
All right, go ahead.
Can I go ahead? Now, so
yes,
right. You asked him because when he said bringing 5 people together, it's difficult. Yes, it's hard to bring people together, organize any group of people. But having that said, we also have to note that having a followership it's not self-justifying. I mean, it does not necessarily justify your cause or validate it. After all, Hitler had millions of Germans following him, right? So where did that lead them? So it's just a corrective. Okay, you can go ahead.
All right, thank you. Also, a corrective for you also. Gamaliel said to the leaders of that time, that if this is of God, then you'll be fighting against God. So at that point, Jesus was no longer available. It was his disciples that were carrying out the actions, and they were trying to make sure it doesn't exist. But today, you and I, 2,000 years later, we are still in that move. And so also will be the move of IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu have been in prison now for more than 5 years. That move has not died. It means that there's something beyond normal eyes we can see. So let's also accept that going forward. Thank you. Right. Go ahead, CM. What do you have to say on this issue we have been talking about? CM. Yes, on mic, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Say it's using Glow Network. Everywhere you go. Glow.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, CM. Go ahead.
Okay, on this issue, I think with respect to what they have been debating for the past 5 minutes, the thing is this. Let me remember what the former governor of Enugu State, Okwesile Ezenwodo, said. That was in that 2020 or 2021. He was talking. He said he was telling the media. He said, or I think either in Arise, he said the politicians, for them to organize a crowd of about 100 people or more, he said they have to pay money. He said, but now they can't, we stay in London and said on so day we want to stay at home to observe maybe one thing or the other. He said the whole Southeast will be shut down without him paying anybody's money. He said that means that the people, the politicians, they have failed the people. Because Nandekan says what the people are willing to listen to. That's why they follow him. This was what Okwesile Ezenwodo to say. For those of you who may come across the interview, he said the politicians, is difficult for them. That the crowd they cannot get at Michael Okpara Square, Nandekan will muster it within a question of some hours. Millions will gather because he called them. So in other words, what he's saying is that I know it.
It's your volume. Your mic. Touch the wire. The wire. The wire. All right. Let's skip you.
It's time to pass.
Yeah, when you sort it out, we'll come back.
Yes. Make I just answer them for 2 minutes, please.
Yes, Revolution, it's your turn. Go ahead.
Chifuzo, can go? I want to know if Mfundi Igbo kafa na-eme ife la na-eme o ife na-eme ijumaju azagomi obrokwa iwe o but ijumaju let me answer you ife na-eme ife na-eme ndị Igbo
Ikwenye Igbo iso ni ya
but kefe ngeme Mfundi Igbo no o ife na-eme Igbo na-eme
ifere he ga-emekwa gị ke gị na ọrụ mmiri
Okay, Revolution, is that your response?
No, I just he asked me a question.
Oti still have something to tell you.
Yeah, he asked me a question. I wanted to answer him in that language. So now that one is settled. When I come to this platform, the very first day I came here, I told you people I'm not educated.
You are, man.
I was not. I know. Come begin tell you say. I
no, by English, my brother.
To tell you because Nigeria, we Nigerians, especially Igbo, we pride ourselves when it comes to education. You understand? But I didn't have the opportunity to go to that. It's even without certificate now. I no go fit bring her out. So it's better to admit it, so that when people think they go off key, they go remember. I tell them say I no go school. Oh. So make it no be them like saying if you don't go say go school or when you come begin they talk rubbish. You see say they don't catch them. So I'm proud to tell you the little education I have, the job why they do here. If you no go school, you no go feed one. But it's because of as an Igbo man, as a Nigerian, I forced myself with my own money to take that exam, come pass them, come they do the job. So, if I come make my opinion of Nigeria, of the Igbos, and tell you this is what is going on. KJ, me I be private investigator. I go work, carry money, put for my pockets. Waka go West African countries. If I enter, I go just disguise. I don't tell you before. I go enter some corner just to hear from the horse's mouth what is happening among Nigerians. They don't even know who I be. Some of them, only one guy one day, he see my passport. He say, Chineke. Okay, so I tell her, I say, because I beg her, now money I take close him mouth. I never go back to that place again. So if I come out on a big platform like this, they can't give me opportunity. It's not easy to come here. They give you opportunity. Revolution is your turn. If they give me that opportunity to speak, I have to tell you what is in my heart. Because an opportunity they give me now when I can't go home, I can't begin to talk. No, they give me opportunity. Then I have to tell you what I feel. And I'm not saying it to please anybody. Bob Marley said when you get one song where they say, if you reach, I will remember, he said every man has the right to decide his own destiny. And in that case, there's no partiality. You must, if you fail there, you fail for yourself. So if my brother Oti look me finish, say make I go back to evening school, he's right. He get points there. I don't even blame him at all. He get points. Because waiting at they tell him, not be waiting in one here. And we not be, Nigeria get one thing they call, now so they do them. Now him keep us where we did. Everybody put head for one corner. I not be that kind of person. I know the problem of Nigeria. Because if you grow from the streets where you feel go, KJ, I never know whether you don't go some kind of place where nobody know you and you are sleeping on the streets there. They feel kill you there. I have done it with guys too. Not be only me. Many people pass through that level. So not be waiting they take make mouth. So where are they today? If I they talk, I don't get any fear. If you talk, you give me slap. Now waiting I deserve, no problem. But if I tell somebody as an Igbo man, say, people are laughing at us. When Igbo man go talk, some people go tell you, yeah, we are the best. You might go, this is our natural thing, whether you like it or not. I tell them, Nigerian, not be only una be the best for that country. There are other people there where they still struggle for Nigeria, where they still make am, where they no be Igbo, where nobody even nobody know them at all, self. Now I want to talk. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Revolution. And I just want to say that this is Dr. Rudolph's platform. Everybody's view is welcome. Whether you agree with whether they agree with you or not, whether they think you are correct or not, this is have your say. It is your say, and you are entitled to it. And it's not by education, nor by status, nor by tribe. So anybody is welcome. North, South, East, and West. Southern Africa, Northern Africa, Eastern Africa, Western Africa. We are all welcome. It's a discussion. You come say what you believe, and we'll air it just the way you say it. Thank you so much. I will invite CM to complete what he was saying.
Okay, are you still hearing me? Otherwise, I go
Yeah,
and
we can
sleep.
hear you.
If you're not hearing me,
we can hear you now.
Yeah. So before the thing cut off again. So what I'm trying to say is that, with respect to where I stopped, what Okwesles the Wodo was saying that if you articulate the problems of the people, particularly in Igbo, they are willing to follow you. And they found out that you are genuine. Genuine in the sense that you are not going to betray them by taking money. Because what the major thing why people now they kind of commanded followership, you may not agree with his message, but it cannot be bought with money. So that was what gave people that confidence. Not everything he said that people agree with. People may say, no, this one I didn't agree with it. But the fact that Nnamdi with all the enticement, he never accepted the federal government to be bribed to drop the agitation. That was what made people to say, yes, this is a leader. He's convinced in what he's looking for. And even the federal government, if they want to be honest, they should know that, yes, this is a different cookie, because it means he's convinced in what he wants. For him to say that you lower me to the ground and bury me, or You allow me, you are conduct referendum for us and let us decide. Let us decide our fate as Biafrans. So that is what I will say to that. Now, one thing I will tell you, revolution now, is this. You see, you must think it doesn't necessarily mean, assuming this gathering, we are speaking Igbo here, nobody will tell you what to say. That's what they call wisdom. But maybe because if we are to the language of instruction, communication may be German or Arabic or English or anything, you may think that you don't fit in. No. You can use pidgin. You make it, you still have what you want to say. So let that not be a handicap. I don't really see it as such. But make sure that what you are saying is in line with the issue we are discussing, no matter the how cut and join of whether pidgin English or German language or Russian language, any language you are using, it doesn't matter.
CM,
what matters
please
is the
don't educate me. What I'm saying is in line from my mind. If it's not in line for you, who is educated, that is your problem.
No,
is in line.
What I'm even trying to
say because you
listen.
You don't have to
listen.
You don't have that right to advise me what to say.
Listen.
Problem you
listen. You didn't even
me,
understand where I'm heading to. You didn't even understand what I'm saying.
Do it at all. That is an insult.
Listen.
Talk about yourself. Don't tell me that I have to be. I was not out of the line.
You told us.
I made my point. I was not out of the line.
You are not educated.
I wasn't out of the line. I was making my point clear.
Listen.
Don't tell me listen to yourself.
People are here can bear me witness what I'm saying. It is people listen, because when you attack me, when you because you interjected me. That's why I'm telling you to listen. See me telling Oti. But you should have waited for me, like I waited for you. That's why I'm telling you listen to me. Otherwise, do you see me telling Stay Humble or Chris or Tony? Listen, wait. You will come back and lash me.
Educate yourself.
Oh God, I'm not even educated. I don't even have the skill. I don't even have what it takes to educate you.
All right,
please don't jump on me. That's what I'm saying. Did you see me telling Oti? I'm coming. Did you see me? Did you hold on? Did you see me telling Oti to? Did you see me asking Oti or
then
Chris
why
or Tony?
Why are you telling me? What are you
listen?
telling? Why do you
It's
want to direct
it's
me?
because you jumped on me. It's because you jumped on me.
I didn't mention
It's
your
because
name.
you jumped on me. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here
I
to
didn't call anybody when I was talking.
I don't have what it takes to educate you. Please just know that today. I don't have it. I don't
please,
even want.
When you want to
I don't
talk,
have because I'm not going to
talk
be
about
paid.
yourself.
Please.
Make your point.
So
Don't call
I'm not talking. The issue is not about myself.
The
issue is not about myself. That's what I'm trying to say. So don't make it that when you come to here, you are coming to have opportunity. People here can hear me. They can hear. People hear what I say. If I'm going off my ask
they could have laughed.
All right.
What is that?
Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Or rather, gentlemen. Right. I just needed to put a stop to that. It wasn't leading us anywhere. He's not understanding what you're saying. You are not understanding his. So let's move on. CM, if you still have something to say apart from talking to Revolution, then we'll give you that opportunity. If not, we'll move to Stay Humble. CM.
Hello, network. Don't hang.
Okay.
Why not kick the people that are causing nuisance out of the group? Kick them out of the group.
They've not done enough to. No, that is not. They're not nuisance yet. It's just having an argument. That's enough for today. Yeah, go ahead, CM.
When you
See, we can't hear you. Your head. This is your headphones. The jack, either the jack or the cable, one of them is not working properly. It's having partial contact. So when you move a bit, it stops picking your voice. If you can hear me, maybe you need to check the wires, the connection. All right.
I'll put it to charge. May I send another one?
Yes, I stay humble. Can we hear you?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering why, they were allowed to cause this amount of disorder in the group without being shown the exit.
Forefathers, what did happen now?
Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. I think it just happened. Sorry about that. Let me put it back the way it was before, I think. How was it again? Oh, it was this one. Which one was it? Where did he have it before?
Go ahead, I stay humble.
Okay. Unfortunately, I've been very, very busy this week. I will be going on some short leave, so I will have some time to join some of the conversations in full detail. I saw the topic when I was at work about the World Congress, and I laughed. I don't know what you are discussing at the moment. I don't know what you want me to talk about specifically, or you just want me to generally comment on issues and the burning issues. My good friend Forefathers is here. The last time he tried to, I don't know whether he wanted to intimidate me or what, just calling me names and stuff, by just ignoring him. So, World Igbo Congress, I think the irony of it is that it is located in the United States, unfortunately, where it should not be and where it should never be. But people are not seeing that. They think it should be in the US, but it should not be in the US. I think that's the foundational and fundamental error about the World Igbo Congress. And one question that you want to ask yourself is that since the existence of the World Igbo Congress, what has it really contributed as a body, as an organization, to the advancement of the Igbo cause? You can name one. Yeah, I'll be very delighted to hear what they have contributed. Nothing really. I think the organization is peopled by politicians and all sorts of undesirable elements, from the Igbo stock, I would say boldly, without fear of contradiction. I don't think they have really contributed much to the advancement of the Igbo cause. Before I joined this, I was listening to the speech made by Julius Malema. Fortunately, he was the special guest at the I think the annual general meeting or conference of the Nigerian Bar Association, which initially was scheduled to be held in Port Harcourt. But as God will have it, the principalities of River State misbehaved, and the Nigerian Bar Association had to take their meeting to Enugu, and the state government there, gave them a huge reception. And Julius Malema, which of course, if it was one of these guys from some other parts of the country, they wouldn't even invite Julius Malema. They will invite Portable or some other comedians to cause nuisance. I think it was a very bold step for them to invite Julius Malema. If you've not listened to that speech, go to Channel's TV page and look for his speech at the Nigerian Bar Association. I think that's what we should be thinking at the moment. I don't know what else you want me to say about World Igbo Congress, but I don't even have time for them when they are more serious, because World Igbo Congress should be situated in Igbo land, not in the United States. So, that should be our mindset going forward. And, without that, we have not even started. Thank you.
So, KJ, can I just ask him a question? Can I just ask him a question? Okay, sorry. Stay humble. If World Igbo Congress is situated in Igbo land, what would Ohaneze? Should be the relationship between the two?
Whether there is a relationship or not, I think it's an anomaly for the World Igbo Congress.
So if it is not in America, where else apart from Igbo land? If not in America, apart from Igbo land, where else should it be
no,
located?
it should be in Igbo land. It should not be elsewhere.
Why?
Why? Because it is the World Igbo Congress.
If it is something that's for the Igbo diaspora, Igbo worldwide, Igbo worldwide, not just in Igbo land. So if it is an association, an entity meant to serve the interests of Igbos worldwide, global Igbo nation, apart from Igbo land. So why shouldn't it be in America or outside Igbo land?
My contention is not that there shouldn't be branches of the organization situated in some other countries where Igbos are. That's not.
No, but it's home.
My contention is that the headquarters should be situated in Igbo land. You and I, so that other people, because this World Igbo Congress, there are so many Igbo people that don't even know what's happening in the World Igbo Congress. They don't.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But it's a different thing from the argument you're making.
On the street does not know what's happening in the World Igbo Congress, and that's where we are going fundamentally wrong.
All right, thank you.
That's the colonial mentality, because we think that it must be in the United States for it to make sense.
Let's not divert. Okay, thank you. Humble. Can CM, are you ready to finish what you're asking?
I thought he's talking. It's my turn now.
Hold on.
You see, it's good for people to understand. The Igbos in USA decided to have for themselves an organization called World Igbo Congress. They do not need the approval, the imprimatur of anybody, any Igbo, anywhere. If you are in US, you join them. If you are outside the US, you can only listen to them and give them suggestion. They are not under any compulsion, so to speak, to be in Igbo land. They can visit. It's just like people there. Anybody can go to US and reside and join them. Before, in Igbo, still in that same US, they have Igbo Studies Association, which are lecturers and Igbo lecturers in United States, whether in college or university. They formed it themselves. Maybe Chinua Achebe advised them, because I remember. So associations like this, the only one that by perforce should be situated where Igbo is Ohaneze Igbo. That is the general one. Even World
cultural and traditional.
Yes, even World Igbo Congress is under Ohaneze Igbo. They should tell you that, because they make representation and they understand there's an organ in Ohaneze Igbo that includes a representative from World Igbo Congress. So certain things, if we are not if we are ignorant of certain things, we don't just levy it. Maybe that is what it should be. World Igbo Congress is entirely Ndi Igbo in America. Not Ndi Igbo in Germany can form they have their own. Ndi Igbo in UK have their own. Ndi Igbo in Ireland have their own. That they put word there does not necessarily impute anything. Ohaneze Igbo did not say word, but we know that Ohaneze Igbo speak for Ndi Igbo anywhere they may be. It does not necessarily need to contain word. So it's just a question of semantics. But the function is irrevocable. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I will go to Forefather. But before I go to Forefather, I don't know. Do I make you feel enunciated or something? Is that something like that? Because it's like some people before they come here, they go and look for their dictionary to look for new words to come and speak here. I don't know why you say. Somebody says on the platform that it's something about make he or her to feel enunciated. I don't know why. Is it at my face or my word or what? I don't know. You guys, calm down, please. If you have an issue with yourself, deal with yourself. I beg. All right. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not aware of any enunciation. Greetings to UKJ for hosting, and greetings to the panelists and the chat and the viewers. I regarding my observation, I would like you to kind of avoid using that audio for a kind of comic relief, because of it's not of your. It could seem as insensitive to a certain people outside your grouping. You see what I mean? So you want to also keep an eye on that. That's why I wanted to bring the other video in. That said, in a way, I sympathize with, which is very weird, stay humble, opinion that World Igbo Congress should be situated in an Igbo land, because the name connotes certain things, except naming conventions don't matter anymore, and it could lead to confusion too. And there is something to be said for the name. Isn't that what parents give us names? So if somebody decides to call something, that you can say World Igbo Congress American chapter, things that they already have these conventions in place. You don't just call it World Igbo Congress when you're inside the US, even if the functions remain, something situated in America. But you can see where he's coming from. It's not that complicated to understand. Not that I like his other opinions anyway. This is the revolution now. All these dadas. I don't know what's going on. Why people not go to school? But probably you didn't go to school. You say you didn't go to school. Ovie doesn't look like you went to school. Is it that when you get that they just don't let you enter classrooms anymore? Is that it? You don't want them to cut your hair or something? I don't know what's going on. So, but that said, anyway,
When
I
it
like.
reach my turn, I will tell you what's going on.
Yeah, please let me know, because I don't know what's going on there. But I do like your submission on that point. It's very interesting, because I actually think that the work of some of these organizations that are working on behalf of the Igbos, I think it's a good thing. I personally have also actually asked for that, which is weird. I've actually said, why is it that Igbos are getting attacked in the north? Why are they getting attacked in Dubai? Why is there no organization taking care of their affairs? These things have to be there, and if there are issues, that these organizations are failing. So they must be doing something good. And after all, I've not heard of any major problems. The Southeast is calming down too, which is very interesting. However, there was a reason why Socrates didn't like democracy. He was a philosopher. He didn't like democracy because he felt democracy was going to produce demagogues. It doesn't necessarily produce correct answers. Because people that say what people want to hear, that's what people follow. It doesn't necessarily mean they are accurate or they are correct in whatever they are advocating. So the point I'm raising was what was said about Nnamdi Kanu, how he got support in the West. He may be popular, doesn't necessarily mean he's accurate in his prescription. And that is something I feel maybe it needed to be highlighted, because popularity, I can go and say all kinds of things to people with a lot of charisma and tell them it's correct. What if it's not? That's the thing about politics and popularity. We have to be careful about equating popularity to being actually correct on the issues. But that said, from the point of view of the conversation, I'm enjoying it. Funny enough, because I'm just coming from a panel where they were paneling Igbo people like crazy. It turns out that I'm the Igbo defender, but it's all right. I'm a very equal opportunity defender of everybody. So, but you have to admit, though, some Nigerians, they are actually it's quite sad, because I have to tell them the same thing. That some of the things I say to someone like Humble here. Why is it that we are like this? Why do we always make everything about them against us? Some of the things I've heard people say about Igbo people, they are not hiding it too. Some of the things I've heard some Igbo say about other people, we have to stop this. We are in the same country. We are stuck together. We have to become immune to these things. And this is why I said the KJ to look out for that video. We have to be sensitive to other people's feelings. It's not just about us alone. And it helps you too by doing that, by the way. Because if it's an Ijaw person sees that video now, they might think, oh, you are just laughing at them. in the midst of
forefather, we
all
don't
sorts
even
of
know which
Ghana.
language the
Oh, look
person
at
who
that.
was dancing.
I mean,
We don't know the
I
language.
see.
Like,
I grew up
don't
in
bring
River
this
State,
thing
so
to
I
me,
know. I keep
please.
telling
I
you that I
don't.
grew up in River State. So don't see.
Hey,
I
forefather.
know
I didn't want
how
to
they
stop you,
feel.
but now I need to stop you. Listen.
Stop me now.
Listen. My wife is from Delta State, and she's a Shekiri. I didn't marry Igbo. Okay, I grew up in the north. The only part of Nigeria I've not worked is Lagos. So please, then let's stop this thing. And apart from that, before I started this program, I said I had a video. I don't just want to do it because we don't have the time now. That will take us away from what we're discussing. A Fulani lady made a video saying that the whole problem of Nigeria is the Igbos. And I praised her for that. I said this in fact, this is the best discovery after the discovery of sliced bread. So let her now go ahead and let her uncles know that they should just tell the Igbos to pack their load and go out of Nigeria. That problem will be solved. If they ever catch any Igbo man using Nigerian passport to do anything, they should just do whatever they want to do with that individual. Look, there's no need. If you are talking about now, in 1949, that's when Nnamdi Ezekwe made a famous speech, which I've been discussing earlier in this program. It was not before, it was before the amalgamation of Nigeria. After the amalgamation of Nigeria, he made that speech of Igbos not being liked. And I tell you the truth, and not because I'm Igbo, but Igbos will never be liked. Because why? There's always something about the people that you don't like. Who don't like people? Some people don't like the Jews. Some people don't like the Americans. Some people don't like the Russians. So there will always be some certain people you don't like. The Fulanis, we've always loved the Fulanis. It's when they start trying to take over land that people start not liking them. In my university, I have a Fulani guy I was teaching how to read and write. He comes with his cows every day, almost every other day to my hostel. Okay, I don't even speak good Hausa. Okay, but so that was how close we were with these people. Nobody saw them as anything. This guy brings his cow, sits around. Listen. The reason why we got to this point is because the government of the day refused to address these issues when they could have easily nipped it in the bud, but they were rather enjoying it because it was helping them to keep being in power. But now it has been out of control, and people are now blaming the Igbos because the Igbos have started talking back. And I say it on this channel without any fear or without any apology to anybody. We are going to keep telling our story anywhere we are. We are going to create more media. We will talk the story of the Igbos and say it any way we like it. If you like, listen. If you don't like, switch off. We will say the story. It is our time to say the story. We'll keep saying it. We'll keep saying it. It's not like the days of my father when they will keep quiet and they say, "Oh, let's just play nice." No, now it is. If you insult, we insult you back. If you do 10 videos, we'll do 20. We'll keep putting it out there. And I'm saying that this is my own view. It's not the view of this channel, but I say it again. Okay? So let's have it there out there.
This matter. KJ, this matter should have been settled. There's a man, you are talking of a Fulani lady who may not be well known. There's a man called Chinwezu. Any person who's adult, Chinwezu is global, is widely known. Chinwezu replied by your nonoga. He said, tell Tinubu to organize a referendum that they Igbos want to go. He said openly, he wrote it. He said, tell your brother, tell your boss, Tinubu, let you organize all this, from one studio to the other, there people are talking. They want to leave. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu, let us go. It's as simple as that. Because people think that maybe because we build mansions in Banana Island, we are willing to leave all those to people that are homeless. They can go and live there. People want to go. There's nothing more than freedom. Those that seize the abandoned property of Face Me and Face You in Port Harcourt, they didn't know that today they will be building mansions everywhere. So what people are saying, because the thing about Nigeria is that you are in a cubicle, in a crucible, and everybody just talking, blaming Indie or this or that. Nnamdi Kanu is not because he's popular. Nnamdi Kanu has followership. It's not popularity. Flavor is popular. Davido is popular. These are popular guys. Nnamdi Kanu is followership.
I was saying something to KJ, but the conversation.
Hold on. What Nnamdi Kanu has
I was
followership?
saying something to
It is
KJ. How
that
do we
people
end
are
up here?
No, listen, CM, hold on.
That's what I'm trying to point
out. All right. Okay.
No.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Can I just finish what I was saying to KJ? Can I just finish what I was saying to KJ?
Please. Can I?
Because there are things somebody has to put in. I know where these things are heading to. So there are certain things people should be able to know. Nnamdi Kanu is followership he has. That's why millions can decide. If he say during those days he's coming to where thousands will come out. Not popularity. It
Hold on, sorry, CM, hold on. CM,
he has followers all over the world. Simple.
Oh God, CM, hold on. So yes, we know that he has followership. Okay, there's no doubt about that. I agree. Okay, now, but the question remains. Okay, now because listen, the case for or against. Now, listen, for one thing, at least every Nigerian, when it comes to this question of maybe restructuring Nigeria or reconstituting Nigeria, I'm all for it. Nigeria, I mean, as it is, it's not going anywhere, right? There's no chance, no prospect of the country surviving. It's just a matter of time. But we have to, all Nigerians, okay, that is a possibility, at least, something we can all agree on. Now, but then when it comes to, this, okay, because people are, okay, Nnamdi Kanu has followers. Yes, I agree. Now, but, as far as I'm concerned, as an adult Igbo man, nobody has come to me and made the case, why Igbo should, become an independent country, a sovereign country. Okay. And if you ask me, the case against that is even stronger, in my view. So we have not had this argument, and don't presume. Excuse me. Don't presume that because people have followers, this is how it's. If that referendum is held, it's gonna go this way. You can't be certain of the result. We don't have that debate, I can tell you. So, but discussion by all Nigerians about the future of Nigeria, yes, there's no doubt about that. We cannot avoid it because the country is not going anywhere.
Thank you.
That's my position.
I don't want us to drag. I don't want you to drag me into this. On a later day, we will discuss this.
Let me just address the point I was making. Like I was saying that we have to be considering other groups within the country, just like they have to consider you too. That we have to be more sensitive to each other's feeling. When we are all living in the home, we are considerate of our family members' feeling. Nigeria is a family. You have to consider your family members. When you are playing a video like that, and you know that there are people that will be sensitive about those things. I know, I grew up there. They are sensitive. They know all those things, and you don't want that. And it doesn't do us any good. I'm from there, and I know the damage it has done both of us. The Southeast community and the South. We are all behind now. It's affecting both of us. We have to be sensitive, especially about each other in that region, because we are close. We are hooked in the hip together. Whatever, if you don't progress, we don't progress. It's affecting both sides. Why do you think Southwest is progressing the most?
Unnecessarily trying to gaslight. You're unnecessarily trying to gaslight.
I'm not gaslighting. I'm telling you that you should be more sensitive. That's all I'm saying.
No,
it's not that contradictory. It's not that controversial. I mean,
you are trying to gaslight. I didn't record that video. The person who recorded it from that area. The people who are helping her get up are from that area. The people who are playing the music are from that area. How is it now we are now trying to put it on?
I'm saying that it shouldn't be playing it on a panel where they are discussing mostly Igbo issues. It makes people that are watching it, it gives them the wrong impression.
No,
I'm not saying you mean it. I'm not saying you mean it that way. You see, that's your problem. You are not seeing from the other side. I'm giving you.
No, it is you who is not seeing what it is. It is you who is not seeing what it is.
You are refusing to see.
Listen, forefather, and I said this again, and I will say it again. We have come away from that point where you just say anything about Igbos and we'll keep quiet and take it.
In other words,
it is time for you people also now. No,
it's deliberately doing it. Now, I gave you a chance to say the right thing, but it shows that you are deliberately doing it.
You are not listening to me. You see, you can read meaning to whatever. It's your opinion. You can read meaning to it. You
are doubling down.
I have played all kinds of different traditional music here. Nobody has come to tell me anything.
You are doubling down. All you have just said I didn't mean it.
Dancing well or not. Forefather, you cannot gaslight me. I've grown beyond that point.
You are doubling down.
All right, let's move on. We have Mr. Igbo Basics. Can we hear from you, sir?
Hi, good evening, gentlemen. The reason why I stepped in to just say a word or two and move on with what I'm doing, I was listening to my brother Stay Humble speak, and I wanted to address the origin of World Igbo Congress, which came up about 1994, and the metamorphosis of it up to date. At a point in time when General Sani Abacha was the head of state of Nigerian government, if you all recall, if you talk, you'll be missing. People were being thrown into some crocodile island somewhere in Lagos. I mean, you couldn't talk. At that point in time, listen, from when the war ended, we were very much in a better shape. Everybody in Nigeria, let me put it that way. Forget about, so you come to the center with whatever you got. And then we grew on through the same process. Go on, say no victor, no vanquish. No, there's still victor, there's still vanquish, still going on. The reason being that World Igbo Congress came about at the height of Abacha. It was formed as an external defense force in a way, a voice that you cannot clamp down and rubbish. That's how World Igbo Congress was viewed at. At that point in time, at the formation of World Igbo Congress, I started up with World Igbo Congress about 1995. As at that point in time, if World Igbo Congress coughed, if World Igbo Congress sneezed, Abacha, as a strong man he was, and his government would quiver. Mark my word. Reason being very simple, it's a force that you don't know where it's coming from the United States, where it was formed, and you didn't know what was going to come at you. So that was a force called World Igbo Congress. At that point in time, it encompassed people from Cross River, people from Rivers. I mentioned Senator Ella earlier on. I mentioned quite a few persons. They were converging because when one person is suffering in the East, the rest of them will suffer. When I say East, I'm talking about Eastern Nigeria. It concerns all of us. So it is something that happened that led to the World Igbo Congress coming ashore. And when it came ashore, it was doing very well in the beginning. Then it comes down to election this, election that. I'll tell you what World Igbo Congress, where it is today. At the point in time when I joined up with World Igbo Congress, it was just a personal contribution to the posterity of Igbo. I started out with a small book called Igbo Basics for Beginners in America. That's what I started out with. It was a solo effort. That small book, and then I saw a greater need of Igbo running helter-skelter here and there. Some not even speaking the Igbo language. I'm talking about here in America. It hit me in a bar called Odabro Bar in East Orange. When I was sitting down, I had asked my son, what would your sister be named when she is born? And he says, I know, Pinocchio. I'm sure some of you who watch cartoons know about Pinocchio. That single word, Pinocchio, was what woke myself up to say, no, my daughter is not going to be named Pinocchio when she's born. I sat down in a bar and started writing all Igbo names that I could remember. Make a long story short, that is what led to that small book. It's a very powerful book called Igbo Basics for Beginners in America. A lot of people have copied from there to do whatever they're doing. All the governors of the Southeast, all the senators, They know about a group called Igbo Basics. But we didn't stop there. What we now say, okay, let's do a newsletter. So we did a newsletter, which was monthly. And then after 4 quarters, we started doing a quarterly magazine. At some point, some people thought that Igbo Basics was a voice of, how do I call it, was an instrument of World Igbo Congress, that they were publishing it. No, but it was a solo effort. What brought about the problem with World Igbo Congress is New York 1997. Dr. Nwachukwu Anekwenze, I mentioned that name earlier on, and the chairman had a way he addressed it. I was the campaign manager for Dr. Nwachukwu Anekwenze. He was supposed to coast through and defeat J.S. Okeke. Our second option was Charles Onyenimba from Atlanta. By the time the whole arithmetic was put on the table, guess what happened? They schemed Nwachukwu Anekwenze out of the whole process. Once he was schemed out, Joseph Okeke could coast to victory. What happens is that we now brought in Charles Onyenimba. They're all alive today. Charles Onyenimba stood to beat Joseph Okeke. But listen to what happened. Charles Onyenimba is from Atlanta. Nonim Bezwe is also an Atlanta delegate. When you count the votes, you know that Charles Onyenimba should win this fight. But guess what? Nonim Bezwe from Atlanta, an Atlanta delegate, he voted for Joseph Okeke, who is from Houston, Texas. And with that, there came a tie in the vote. And as all soldiers would do it, Joseph Okeke recruited California, which was already excluded in the process. And California came, and Joseph Okeke became the official chairman of World Igbo Congress. Since then, Nwachukwu Anekwenze, with his own force, he moved on. He has formed all kinds of organizations. Check out Igbo World Assembly. That's Nwachukwu Anekwenze's force going there. Check out Council of Igbo States in America. That's Nwachukwu Anekwenze's force going that way. Hence, when I was asking them earlier on today, have you tried to coordinate, to cooperate, because it's a case of that's what World Igbo, because when they say World Igbo Congress 1, World Igbo Congress 2, what happened was that, what can Abacha do? Abacha now decided that, okay, since you guys are so strong, he started sending his emissaries, his messengers. They infiltrated World Igbo Congress. Through the governors, the senators, they were coming from Aton Zeribe to my humble brother. They all came because everybody used to want to go to World Igbo Congress, where it is happening, was the force. With that infiltration, and you cannot be infiltrated if the internal people don't cooperate. With that infiltration, World Igbo Congress became a shadow of itself. So speaking authoritatively as far as World Igbo Congress is concerned, I wish them very solidly well going to Boston and what is yet to happen. So for us here, when we talk about generally, how do we handle things? In terms of sensitivities, Nigeria is still on a tripod. It's still on a tripod. Each time one of the tripod shakes, moves, Nigeria's tripod quivers. East, west, and the north, regardless of all those breakdowns, what have happened now, those major forces are still the way. It's either the attempts or the Nigeria, as we wrote some time ago. Let me just put it this way. I don't have too much to talk. The reason why I don't have too much to talk is this. I have gone through so much. Volumes of publications. And that will outlive us when we are dead. For whoever wishes can reach out to them. At the time we were doing things, there was no cell phones. We were publishing with film cameras. We were ubiquitous. We were everywhere, just about.
Okay.
And this is still coming. So my contribution to this whole process is this. Going forward, It doesn't matter where you are. Sometimes you are better off walking on the ground and doing everything that you want to do. But the Igbos can't help it. They want to make sure that they are seen wherever they are. Because of that, if for instance, they quietly do their things it boils down to how much money can you people push wherever you go. It boils down to that money is where it boils down to. If I said, if the Igbos were talking and they cannot contribute $750,000 in Georgia to buy a piece of that land so that we can become landlord, what are we talking about? We should stop bragging on. Look, we have done wrong in a few ways. When you want to make a bishop, you go to Rome and they make you bishop. Not be so for Catholic Church. But Igbo people now, for America, you go there for one corner, somebody go say, Abiez and Igbo. Come on now. Get a clue. Go to Igbo land and be given an appropriate title. You become an ambassador, you go wherever you are and you represent. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do what we're trying to do. The reason why it is so is this. Some of us invested our youth, our energy in America in community development. Community, everywhere. At some point, Igbo basis was everywhere. Did it happen in London? We are there. They said in London, Aga. The next year, the term become instead of bringing some solid result. Because I have been around some of those things. So I just wish to say to my brothers here, look at your, I cannot argue with you, forefather. My brother, Revolution, I really wish that we would have an opportunity one day to sit down face to face somewhere and talk. And when we talk,
you asked me my number, I gave it to you since that day.
Well, I will look for it and check them if I'll send it back again. The reason why I'm saying that I don't talk in the public now. Why I don't talk, if I want to talk to KJ, I will call KJ and talk to him. It is more force. You can be able to surprise element. You can do so much, even in that Nigerian contest. You don't have to come here and discuss it. When you finish discussing, before you even say a word, LS Kaba was a publisher in New York. He has become a part and parcel of what's going on down there. So what are we talking about? Please, my brothers, we don't have to say everything that we intend to do.
Thank you so much.
So that we can be successful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so very much. I want to thank AY for real. That's the first cup of tea we're having today. And just like Rudolph said, sometimes the weight of the finances becomes a bit cumbersome for him.
Yep.
So we will appreciate any contributions that you can make if you are listening to me. Whether you like me or not, doesn't matter. Whether I'm negotiating to you or not, doesn't matter. And even whether you even think I make sense or not, doesn't matter. Just help to hold the platform for Dr. Rudolph. Thank you so much. Thank you also. I think we'll start winding down a little bit from this point because I don't know if Forefather is ready for another show. But if he is, then he will publish that before we conclude. If not,
he's capable. KJ, you just talked about somebody just gave $4.99 or whatever. Talk is cheap. Really, talk is cheap.
Yeah.
FOC now about for. Is it that I have it every now and then you put in $2 here, $3 there? When I asked the question earlier on of the WIC people, it was, do you have the statistics? The other one started mumbling. The chairman came in to say we have about 2 million. If you have the basic trust, not before mouth, even if 50% or 25% of that amount quantity of people that you have, or even our viewers, even the people who go in the comment section and talk, if they can put up $2, $10, $5, even if it's 100 people or two, and we consistently Let us try the best we can, chip in here and there, so that Dr. Rudolph cannot suffocate. And forefathers will be able to keep staying awake wherever he is, bringing us lesson, cohesio to stay awake and do this.
Thank you so much. Some people don't know that it's not actually easy to sit in and host. But you know, when you come, you're on the the keyboard, you are typing away and saying all kind of come and host. In fact, come and appear on the program and sit and talk and let's put your contribution across. You can now beat your chest and say, yes, you are the same person that's typing there. But I tell you the truth, to think on your heel, on what do you call it now, on your legs, on your feet, it's not an easy thing. Talk more to think on your feet and continuously to contribute, manipulate the system that's before you and be able to take in questions. If you think you can do it, please, we have a space for you. Just let me know privately, or you can meet. You can send it to Forefather. He will let us know that we can create a platform for you where you can now come and display your skills and also your arguments, so we'll know how accurate it is. And when they are bombarded from every side, we'll know how you'll be able to defend it also. Sometimes let's enjoy what people are able to present and just, but if you have better option, please, we invite you. I haven't said that.
Give me 2 minutes, make I tell you a good night, Please.
All right, okay, yes, please go ahead. So we come to you.
Please, I want to say something. Maybe there are people where they are waiting so I don't offend them because of the kind of person I am. I'm not somebody where they use dirty words. If you watch all my attacks, I will never use a dirty word to you, but I will make a point that might not, like Dave Bezos used to say, let's go underground. It's not something, but me, I'm not like that, because that is the problem of Nigeria. No talk am out, come make we go talk am for kitchen. When we come talk am for kitchen, after the thing go from kitchen, come out to parlor. You understand me? It's better make we talk am for parlor. If we go throw the blow, make we throw that blow there. Make everybody know who talk. Because the one that talk for kitchen, sometimes when he come out, they go say, no be you talk am, now that man talk am. It go come be problem. So for me, anybody will say I offend them one way or the other, or I they talk out of points when they say make we go left and they go right. If not that one, I take offense some of them, make them no worry. Make them just try to manage the kind of person I am. That's all I want to tell them. Because me, I don't see suffer for my life that I don't know how to talk anything for corner again. Because the one way we talk for corner, when you come for outside, they go come mix them up. That time you can't defend yourself again. Thank you, gentlemen. The Igbo Basis. I will visit you at igbobasis.com. Anything where you say, we go they say from that. See, go. Yeah, maybe the thing why they talk, like them, but me, I know be person where they offend person. It's just the way I talk because of the way Nigeria be. Catchy phone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Revolution. And look, keep coming. We appreciate your contribution. The Igbos have a proverb that Ojemba. That is it. That is it, you see. So please, come give us your contribution. We like it here. Thank you.
I love the channel. I know they appear any other place. No only here they appear. So I will keep coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night to Forefather. Well done.
Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Oti, your final thoughts on these issues.
I don't think, quite frankly, I don't think I have much I get to say. I've made my point. So unless you have any question for me.
No, I don't have a question for you. So the thing is this, and okay, maybe I have one question for you, because there's a Forefather was trying to put the difference between political popularity and what the other one he called it, social. And social. And now I'm trying to say also, do you agree with that assertion he's making? Because Nnamdi Kanu is not a politician, and he doesn't even have the money to be able to divide to people. So if he's coming for a rally and the whole field is filled up, and a politician can say that Nnamdi Kanu is only one who can run in, who can be able to get people out without money. Do you think his popularity is a political popularity, or what? How will you? Because you two have been you are also between the borderline. You are saying this, and you're not really saying this, but you're saying that. Are you also saying that you, Oti, I put it to you, you, Oti, can you, as you are sitting there now, tell the people of your village not to go to farm tomorrow and they will sit at home?
Oh, KJ, well, KJ, right? I think
It's a
the first
simple
part of your
question.
question.
Yes or no? Can you now, as you are sitting there now,
Let me answer now. You
take your
ask
phone
me.
call
You see,
and call your
hold on.
village people and say, tomorrow nobody should leave their house and go to the farm, and they will sit at home?
KJ, KJ, I don't understand the point of this question. Are you hearing me?
It just
Hold on.
is to show how the people can. Okay, I'm holding on, sir.
You've asked a question. Let me answer.
All right, go ahead.
The first part of your question, and maybe trying to, maybe in the first part of the question, I take it, the one referring to Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
Well, invariably, he's in the field of politics. Okay, so his popularity can't just be anything other than political. He's a political operator. He has a leadership. Unsurpassed leadership qualities, followership, and charisma. So there's no doubt about that. I don't know anybody should be quarreling with that. But then directing the question to me whether I can command any. Why did I present myself as a kind of a leader or a political actor or anything? So your question is pointless. I don't have to ask my people to do anything. Is it enough for me managing my life, commanding my having self-command? So that's quite enough for me. I've not in terms of leadership, I lead in the areas I think I have the competence or the skills. So we all every person doesn't have to be a political leader, okay? But in terms of leadership, we can lead in different ways. I for one, I think giving moral leadership is the most important one. Leadership by example. You lead by the way you conduct your life, the way you do things. So that's my answer to that. So I'm not really competing with anybody, and then maybe I trying to say I cannot do what Nnamdi Kanu does. That question has never arisen, and why should I really bother to address it? Are you with me? I think I've answered your question. So he's nobody should begrudge his abilities. Okay, but the fact remains, I don't have to agree with him, right? And people that follow him, well and good. That's up to them. Are you with me? So we can have a serious argument about any issues, any point. This concern our lives, and it can't just because you have people, you have a followership, and then that is you have the right answers, and people shouldn't ask questions. Okay, no, where does that happen? So that's my position. I think it's quite a simple one.
Okay,
we have to interrogate everything. It's not, we shouldn't just allow ourselves to be bamboozled.
Thank you so much. I appreciate what you've said, and I'll take it at that, because it's obvious that he didn't follow most of his activity, but it's okay. That's your view. All right. Yes, Mr. CM, are you making your final submission too? That's in case you can come
okay,
in.
yeah.
After you make your submission.
Okay, let me put it this way. That's what they call in those days when we are in school. When they state a question, you feel you do not know the answer or you don't want to answer it, you set another one and start answering that one in the hope that it will be in lieu of the other one. You have to be clever to know that this is not the question. You see, Nnamdi Kanu, because I listened to him, do you know what he keeps saying? He said, organize a referendum. The moment the majority say no, there and then Biafra agitation stops by me. On so many occasions, because people were criticizing him heavily, people will phone and they criticize him. He said, anybody who want to take over from me, please, if you want, you don't need to tell me, just announce on air that Nnamdi Kanu want to take over from you. I will stop. All we want is get us Biafra. So in other words, the guy is as clean as he should be. He can't be bought with money. But people will ignore some of these fundamentals and then be happy on the fact it's not by force. Now they can't say there must be referendum. They never agree that everybody agreed with him. He said even in his Omwahia Farauku, there will be referendum. He said possibly in his father's compound, there must be referendum. People must say their voice, say what they want. Kadaria Ahmed, who is Kadaria Ahmed.
Can I ask a question? I mean, I hope, are you trying to, what you're saying, is it any different from what my position? I mean, are you trying to kind of draw a contrast between your position and mine? I just want to know.
No, I'm only trying to sort of say, I'm only trying to put sort of what is it? What am I trying? I'm only trying to sort of streamline or put across the views of Nnamdi Kanu for the public to know, so that whoever is approaching it.
It is the referendum, that process, that's where we're going to have the argument, isn't it? Either for or against. So, in other words, the case has actually never been made.
Yeah.
So, and that's my position. So,
no.
Yeah, we have a referendum, and then people will decide based on reasoned arguments, is it not?
What Nnamdi Kanu is asking for is always a referendum. He said it. I remember Kadari Ahmed coming all the way from Abuja to Umuahia to ask him. He said, but this thing, the way you suffer, you feel Igbo suffer, is the way other people are suffering in Nigeria. He said, which ethnic group is not suffering? And because of this Biafra, we've lost a lot of people through war. Nnamdi Kanu replied him. It's on the internet. He replied her. He said, look, it will be foolhardy to go to war again. He said it will be stupid. He said they are not going to any war. That all they will be doing is maybe what is it called? Protest, sort of this peaceful protest until they press on that demand. They will have opportunity of a referendum. That's one. Then he said on this issue of people are suffering, he said he agreed. Hold on, please. Let me not lose my train of thought. He said he agreed that Nigerians are suffering everywhere. Then Kader Ahmed said, that's what we are saying. Can't we stay together and solve it? Nnamdi Kanu said no. He said, what we are suffering, the way our value system are different, the way an Igbo will try to solve a problem might be different from the way somebody from another ethnic group will try to solve the problem. He said it is better we organize a referendum, that this referendum, let Nigerians, let Ndi Igbo decide on this Biafra that is pursuing. Right. That if they said, majority say no, he said there and then he stop it. But people do not bring this. Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. He's told. No, not because he's forcing his view on people, but he's saying, all I want is either you give me a referendum or then the agitation continues. There's something
one more question.
We've been having referendum in Nigeria.
We are rounding up now. You made your
comment. No. Sorry, one more question before, so that he can round off. One more question. Just one more question so that CM can round off. CM, who is the right person to ask for a referendum? Who is the right person to ask for a referendum for a people? Who is the right person? Proper person to ask for a referendum? Yes.
For the people.
Do you think it's a silly question or is it a given?
Listen.
Hold on.
Now listen to my answer. Okay. I said me to hold on.
Listen, guys. Hold on. There's no need for us going back and forth. There's no need for that. Anybody?
No, just for him to round off the submission. For me, it's a question. I think it's a valid question.
Hold on, I will answer your question. Anybody, it's just like going to a court to ask for something. Anybody can sue for what concerns your civil rights. Okay?
Your civil rights. So you have to have what is called a standing, local standing. You have to have a standing. Okay, not everybody.
That local standing, the fact that the local standing is simply that you are Igbo and you are asking for that. That's local standing. There's no other local standing there.
No, I'm not sure about that. I may be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure, but I don't know that. But
okay. Oti, to answer your question. If I'm asking for something and you feel the government feel that I'm not asking it through the right way, they ignore me or they tell me what to do. Holding in Nnamdi Kanu does not mean you are correcting him. What you want me to say is that he should go and ask a member of his parliament to go and present a bill for referendum. Listen.
It's an honest question.
No. Okay. Excuse me.
Okay.
No.
I thought
hold
you
on,
said it's
please.
a question. Let him answer now. Where we are slowly closing down.
Let me answer it to the best of my. I may not be as clever as you are, but please just bear with me, tolerate me. What the government should do, holding in Nnamdi Kanu is not the thing. What you say is that if you need a referendum, this is the procedure. They're letting Nnamdi Kanu not follow it. Then for you now to go and they arrest him, and he's asking you for a referendum. What you do?
No, but it's a different question. Arrest is a different conversation. It's arresting him. Nobody's talking about
arrest
that.
Because when you are arresting him, the way you arrested him is even kidnapping before you even broke international law. So there's no basis. Of course, you know that.
Sorry, CM, that's a different question entirely. It's a different discussion.
Hold on.
It's not
you
different
guys are
because
prolonging
you want him to go through your maybe members of parliament to present a bill for referendum.
And make your conclusion. Go ahead and make your conclusion, please.
Okay. Let me leave this issue. Because I know it will attract this thing. Now, what I want to say is this regarding this Igbophobia. Do you know? Let me just put it across because some people may know and they may feel they do not know. There is a resurgent Igbophobia in Nigeria now. Not really because Obi want to be president. No. The cause of the resurgent Igbophobia is because there are people 20, 30 years ago, if you call them Igbo, they will deny. But today, they've taken it upon themselves to come and confess and say, look, we are Igbo. They are taking it upon themselves. So people are not happy. That is to say, somebody from Iseluku, somebody from Umunede, if you call the person Igbo 30 years ago by the year 1999 or 20 something years ago, he will deny, we say, please stop, I'm not Igbo. But today, they've woken up. So that awareness is now causing sort of, discomfort in some places. Before, you dare not call somebody from Isiopo in River State, Igbo. He will deny, say, no, I'm not Igbo. I'm Ikwere. But ever since Senator Mbata became Ohaneze chairman, there is now what they call in River State, IIC, Indigenous Igbo Council, uniting all the Igbo-speaking people in River State. So some people are not happy about it. People are no longer saying that Igbo land is landlocked because Opobo is Igbo. So all these things is what is going, the other current, going everywhere. People may think we don't know. We know. It's not because of Peter Obi being president, gunning for presidency. It's because of the fact that even in Benue State, they are now presenting a case that the 4 local government bordering them, they want to come back to Enugu and the Ebonyi State. So they were uniting by their own. Right. It's no longer somebody from Anambra, Enugu. You are Igbo. The people of Anioma, led by Senator Ned Nwoko, is now championing it. They've held a public hearing in Calabar, in Akwa Ibom, somewhere, and they held in Enugu. And people are even coming out to confess that they were told to deny their Igbo-ness because of after the Civil War, so that I can get something from Nigeria. But now they've been lied to, and they're apologizing. They are not saying they are even more Igbo than we from the other side. So this is what is causing the Igbophobia, because people feel that a time will never come when the Igbo will come. And imagine somebody who said it's not Igbo coming now to come and tell you, look, I'm even more Igbo than you. So what else? And this is what has been dividing Igbo before. So no more calling us, say we are landlocked. The issue has done. That is what is causing Igbophobia, but people are not admitting it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Igbo basics.
All right. I'm going to round up my submission from a different perspective. I understand Nigeria went on to borrow, US was approved selling to Nigeria, I think $340-something million worth of ammunition, or whatever it is that they're selling. equipment for war and stuff like that. A couple of days ago, I was with a friend of mine, a Yoruba person, who happened to have done his youth corps. No, not his youth corps. He served in eastern Nigeria, Aba, Cross River, the rest of it, Enugu. He lived in that area. And him living in that area was what molded him to become who he is now, a very successful man. Why I talk about Nigeria or US selling ammunition or so, or anybody else selling ammunition to Nigeria, I just try to present again the case of Onye ji mmadụ n'ala ji onwe ya. And that is the case of Nigeria itself. Nigeria is holding itself on the ground. Nigeria should have the ability to be able to manufacture the things that can even wipe whoever you think about. In my hand here, look at this very well, carefully. It says, Biafra Scientific Innovations and Nigeria's post-Civil War military dictatorship. Behind it, you could see quite a little bit. Every picture here are the pictures that I took from Umuahia. That is at the Biafra War Museum, which should be nationally known. In this book, you have, it's by Professor Budimpa. You have the things that are used in making the Juku bucket, which was most feared. You have the things that are used in making the Biafra leg cutters, grenades, all kinds of stuff. In fact, name it, they are here in this book. That's the famous Ojukwu bucket. Simple as it may be. Why am I approaching it, my conclusion this way? There's a gentleman named Damian Anyanwu, Radium Bise. Radium Bise came here to visit with me in this place where I am. He came with knowledge of, he didn't go to university or whatever, but he came with knowledge of that thing called Radium Bise. Was so scary to Nigeria that by the time he left that country, in fact, they have invited him so many times. And when he had the slightest chance, he left. And it refers me back to when the war ended. Obasanjo himself, as some of you may have read, was looking for a man named Okokondem. He went with a troop to find that man named Okokondem. And when he saw what was called Radio Biafra, he was marveled, truly marveled. Why do I say what I'm saying? All of us here, we come here, personal sacrifice that we're making. Nobody's paying you to be here, but you're making your contributions from forefathers to KJ. I even wonder how you guys manage to balance the act when people come out shouting. And the fact remains that Nigeria, and if they are listening, Nigeria is also a case of Onyenwe. Nigeria has so much that Nigeria is denying itself the opportunity for its offsprings to not only shine internationally. I was looking at a drone company, a drone maker, who were a couple of people boys, 24, 23 years old boys. And they're out of, they don't deal with government stuff, but they are making stuff that is making waves across Africa. What am I trying to say? Until we stop bickering and start harnessing the God-given talent, be you Yoruba, be you Hausa, be you Igbo, that we have, and stop deceiving ourselves so that we can stop taking all these so-called loans from across the world to sink the future of our children. This is the point. We must look inwards and utilize what we have to trade with the world all over.
Thank you so much. Thank
if you need any of these things, Now that some of us are still around, ask. I will find a way to make sure that some of it get to you so that you can pass it on to your children.
Thank you so much. I will be applying for one, so please put me in the list. All right. AY, you've said nothing so far, and you're also coming very late, but I will give you an additional 2 minutes. So make your contributes.
Good evening, everyone. But, I've been watching the program. Good job, KJ, so far. I mean, you've done a great job today. Even
Thank you.
though Mr. Oti tries to destroy the whole program, I think
Yeah,
when we are talking to our I think
good
when
talk.
we are talking to our fellow panelists, please let's show some respect, please. If somebody is not educated, doesn't mean like if you don't have first degree, doesn't mean it's not the end of the world, right? Mr. Femi Otedola just came out and he's telling Nigeria he didn't even finish secondary school, but he's a billionaire.
Yep.
And when you meet with Mr. Femi Otedola, you will never know. If he had not said it, I would not believe it's not even a graduate. But what is education in the research? That's the first definition, right? Education is not only acquired in the classroom. A professor of mine would say, he said, what you really need is just basic education. That he would call it. He said, if you see you going for PhD, for example, say, education is that is the intelligent people don't need that level of education, and that has been demonstrated by top entrepreneurs in America. Even the richest man in the world today, he only attended his PhD class. Only one day he left. He said, no, he's not interested. But he's the richest man. He's doing great job in America. But however, some of us were just privileged, right? So I think we need to not go the route where we use our language to. It's very demeaning when we speak in that manner. But I know Mr. Oti today was a bad day for you. He's a great man. I still give you that respect, but I just want to put that out there.
No, I didn't demean anybody. I didn't mean to demean anybody.
The other thing,
I said what I said.
Okay, no problem. My senior brother, my senior man, Mr. Igbo Basic. I actually sent out the message when you said Nigeria is sitting on a tripod. I wanted to actually ask you a question. So in 2025, when you look at Nigeria, the structure, how Nigeria is standing today, will you still say Nigeria is sitting on a tripod with the reality on ground today? So my submission was, I think the least we should consider Nigeria into 4 quadrants: the north, the south, the east, the west. I think that's the least we can go for. Otherwise, we break Nigeria down into more regions, into like 6 regions, the way we have them in Nigeria. I think that would be fair to everybody. But that's discussion for another day. But I would love you to comment before we finish. I want to hear your thought on that. Interesting topic so far. Fofada, I had something to hit you, but I think I don't know if you use some juju to stop that. I know you disclose your state today. That's good. At least we all know where you're from now. I think we get it better in general as people. What we discuss, even though I've learned to accept everybody the way they are. So even my good friend KJ, we bash every day, but we don't fight. That's a good thing about me and KJ. I will bash KJ, we don't fight, but it's just the reality. I mean, we try not to hate each other. We try to stay on fat, to learn from each other. I think that's the essence of the platform. So for me, that's why I'm here always. Thank you. I'm just going to give a small speech.
Thank you so much, AY. I appreciate your contribution, and thank you for always being around, whether in the keyboard or you're present. You are making valuable contribution. Thank you so much.
Now,
Yes.
AY, your question is very much in order. There's something that we used to mount on top of a house. Points north, points south, points west. And I've seen east, I've seen west, I've seen north, I haven't seen south on that thing that is supposed to be a thunder protector. Okay?
Okay.
But it's there. The word, the tripod, is the natural boundaries that River Niger, River Benue, where they joined, and then cut right across. You have everybody to the west, you have everybody to the east. There are other smaller tributaries along the road. So the whole of that zone, which is northern Nigeria, was of course the northern region. It was out of my good friend's mouth, General David Jemibewo, who used to be the governor of Old Oyo State before they split it into several places. But we are doing better as a country. Then the idea of splitting into more pieces and more pieces and more pieces, yes, is there. We have so many ethnic groups. You cannot deny it. And we do relate. So my point still that if you take them in block, Eastern Nigeria, as they were in those days, can always find a way to manage themselves. Some people will claim oppressed, others will not. Western Nigeria can manage themselves, Northern Nigeria can manage themselves, and then we'll come back to the center and contribute accordingly. It does not mean that anybody is being left out among all those other. That's the Nigerian tripod we talk about.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. We have actually run too far off our course. 30 minutes, 31 minutes after, beyond our time. I'm sure that Tony, you have not been any. You are not taking your final. Can you please do that? And I know that CM, you have made your final contribution, right? So you just left me and Forefather. All right, go ahead, Tony.
Thank you, KJ. Just to say a big thanks for moderating. It's not easy, but you've done a great job. I thank Dr. Damages. I thought that we'll also have some outing with forefathers, but it's not possible today, not every day. So I just want to greet everyone who participated and wish them a blessed week. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You always make your listing very short and simple. Forefather may eventually be able to. Forefather is a tiger. He doesn't sleep. So I will not be surprised if he can set up this.
I literally fell
asleep
yesterday on the show. I don't sleep.
Hang on. Forefather is able to do. Just hang on. If this program ends in the next 5-10 minutes, if you don't see a new link, then know that Forefather has gone to sleep. If not, I think he is able to handle it. All right, Forefather, go ahead.
Thank you. I literally fell asleep on the show yesterday, so I do sleep. The geopolitical arrangement, it's often political, isn't it? You've heard of the Middle East before, and they have what they call Middle East in the world. So it's generally political. It's not about 7 cardinal points or even the 3 tributaries of the rivers in Nigeria. So, and I think, you see, Nigerians, our previous leaders, they had a lot of failings, but on this one, they tried. You can see they were trying to reach out to every region and groups within the country by creating that 6th geopolitical zone. And the fact that they created so many states even is also trying to reach every single point, because Nigeria is quite complicated. They did try. And when people keep talking about our constitution being horrible, I'm like, these guys, they did. Nigeria is a very complicated country with many tribes. This is why they created so many states. They created so many geopolitical regions. And I think it's a good thing, and we shouldn't do away with it and start creating bigger ones, because we're just going to go back. And we saw what happened previously. It's not going to do us any good when we start diluting people's voices or their identity. Nobody wants to dilute their identity. When Fulani wants to come and take over the South, you see how people react to it. Nobody likes that. Even Hausas now are complaining. You know, about 2 years ago when I came here, I was saying it's funny because many Southerners, especially many people from Southeast, they'll be like, oh, Hausa people or Northerners. Like, the Hausa people, they've now ruled the country. You have the same problem that they have. Do you know that yesterday I saw a video of Hausas complaining? Hausa people complaining that they are not Fulanis, that they are marginalized. You will not, you can't even make it up. But how is it that we fail to see those things? And Hausas make up of the single largest group in Nigeria. They've not ruled the country.
That's not true, but forefathers.
They make up
That means
single largest group.
you don't have the geography, the population geography of Nigeria.
Hausas is a fact. It's not even a debate. It's a fact that Hausas make up the single largest group.
Not true. How many Hausa people do you have?
Hausas make up at least 20% of the Nigerian population, at least, while other groups may even make up less than 20% of the Nigerian population. Then the other smaller groups are even larger in Nigeria. So let's not. I feel like the Southeast and the Hausas, they have certain things in common that they could work together and create a new kind of, how do I put it, a new kind of coalition that could actually rule. And this is what Tinubu did, didn't he? When he saw that the Buhari was losing, he found a way to have some kind of arrangement that gave him power. Obama, when he won in America, he found his own coalition. You have to find a coalition that gives you a path to power that nobody will see. They will not see it coming. And that is always often the path to power because you don't see it coming. Nobody expected Obama to create that coalition that gave him that victory twice over. So there are things we have to look at. And I think what anybody that observes Nigeria thinks, they will look at Southeasterners and say, oh, you know what, if Southeasterners unite with the South-South, that will give them a lot of power. So let's find a way to divide them. They often use that strategy. But the one they will not see coming is if Southeasterners work with Hausas, they will never see that one coming. It's just will fly through over their head. And so when I was watching those videos yesterday, I was quite surprised to see how Hausas were saying they were not Fulanis. Their Fulanis are killing them in Zamfara, Sokoto, different places. They were complaining, like the way you are complaining in South. So let's try to understand Nigeria a little bit more and try to be our brothers keepers by just doing that alone. I actually believe that the dividends you get from that is quite massive because you start seeing solutions to problems that before, because of division, you don't see it anymore. So I guess I'll just stop there before I start giving another lecture.
All right. Thank you so very much. I guess that's it for everybody. Everyone have been able to give their final thoughts. I'd like to thank all of you for being here. We have actually shot over our time by 37 minutes. So I want to start by thanking all those who have been on the keyboard and who have been contributing immensely by their comments, jokes, yabs, whatever it was that you did today. It was quite appreciated. God bless you. And we are living in without malice. So come again next Saturday when we'll be here, and Sunday to also bring your valuable contribution. No matter what it is your view, and we appreciate it. I want to thank AY for real, and then Kulata also. You guys were able to help us carry the burden that Rudolph will be carrying next week for paying for this channel. So far, he is the one handling it all by himself. So if we can contribute, it will help to make it even much more easier for him to handle. Appreciate you, forefathers, for your time and your treasure. Some of you don't understand that the only thing, one of the most valuable things in this world is your presence, to share with somebody. You can equally would have been with somebody, your family member, your family, your children, but you spend 3 hours, sometimes more than that, on a given Saturday to be here. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Igbo Basics, Thank you for all the history that you bring to bear. And, each day we learn. We learn always. So whenever you come to this channel, it's my advice that you come with a writing material, because you always get something that you probably have not heard before. Thank you, CM, who is also a good researcher. And so sometimes when CM is talking, he's talking from a very high point of knowing, I haven't consulted a lot of books. So he's an authority when he talks about some of those things, and we appreciate that you bring your immense knowledge to this channel. Thank you, AY. AY is, we are friends, and we are not friends. So some days we are friends, some days we are not. But it's okay. I really appreciate that. I don't hold no grudges. I take no prisoners. So nobody, we are all here to learn. Where we make mistake, we should accept it. And then where we are not right, let's learn from the person who is giving us the right information. Mr. Oti, I like that guy, Mr. Oti has a way, even though the whole Nigerian may decide to refuse his idea, it is his own. And he has a way of holding to it. And that's the good thing about this life. Always being able to hold your own makes you, really stand out in the crowd. So we thank you so much for your contribution. And please do come again next Saturday when we shall be opening, and bring your valuable contribution. Thank you. Thank you also, Mr. Tony. Tony is just one cool guy. So I really appreciate your coming and also bringing your wealth of experience to us. Well, thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you next Saturday. Blessing, AY, Quinty A, Aboki, AY, Center, Chico. Thank you so much, all of you who contributed. We really appreciate you. Blessed. Thank you also, Damian A. Thank you so much. And what's his name? Stay humble. I know you have signed up, but thank you. We thank Kulata. Kulata, you're always valuable in our, either you are on or off, wherever you are, we appreciate you. My very dear Uncle Pansa. Thank you. I still remember I have an Igbo hat, not a Fulani hat. So, but if you decide to make the Fulani hat, okay, whichever one. I just appreciate your contributions. And every one person, too numerous to call. All of you who have sat through all our debates and arguments and all that. We appreciate every single one of you. Whether I call your name or not, we appreciate you guys. God bless you all. And I will also say, for the music we'll play, just in case you're from the part of the country that forefather was talking about, I mean no harm. I'm a theater artist, so I've seen most of those dances. I can dance them. I dance Steve dance. I dance the Sharo dance. I dance the Bata dance. I dance the Fisherman dance. Okay. And I dance majority of what you dance in the rivers, and all that. So nobody, no part of Nigeria, no part of tribe, no whichever way it is that is strange to me. I have been able. I dance the Thief dance. I dance the Idoma dance, the Ogrinya. I dance Ogrinya very well. If John Abba is here, he will tell you what it is. So I dance the what do you call it? That's the Angas dance. Those guys who blow the flute. Okay. So these things are just to keep us entertained. So when the situation is a bit too hot, we use those things to dazzle down the temperature, so we all can discuss in good faith. So I hope nobody takes that as an offense. I surely do not. Thank you so much. And on this faithful note, I will say thank you, everyone. Thank you all. Thank you. And thank you, AY. And thank you, Mr. Forefather. Please get ready and give them the other one. Okay. Having said that, I just want to conclude by saying we come here to discuss. We come here to look for ways of making Nigeria work. We are also not one of those people who promote violence. We are simply saying that Nigeria should be able to work. How does it work? Let us look at the rules of law. Let us understand that what is good for the geese is also good for the gander. Let us understand that righteousness exalts a nation. That's the only way we can move forward as a nation. If we continue to think we can do Bangolo and here and there and then get a nation, it's not going to work. Every nation that have stood the test of time are those people who, as much as possible, lean towards the rule of law. We will not be an exception. We are too big to fail. But however, if we come to a point where a particular set of people have been seen to be the ones who demonize and destroy the name of the nation, I think we should find a way and ask those people to just excuse us so that we can continue to be the nation of our dreams. As somebody from Nigeria, as at now, my desire is to see that Nigeria moves forward. My desire is to see that every part of Nigeria moves forward. My desire is to see that the government of Nigeria is doing well. If we cannot get that act together, nobody is going to do it for us. Not those from the international community, and not those obviously from the opposite, world. Nigerians will develop Nigeria by themselves. On that faithful note, I say thank you so much on behalf of Dr. Damages. I say thank you, and thank you. But I will not be doing well if I leave you guys without leaving you with my uncle. Thanking you people also. Let's hear from my uncle before we close.
1,911,844,833 naira and 46. I'll take that again. 1,911,000,000 1,911,844 billion 1 trillion. This money is too much for me. 1 trillion. I hope that is not on the record.